So what is so? We switch. We went in from the Alter Rebbe to the Tzemach Tzedek, right? There's Zidner Rebbe and Lubavitch. Jeder Rebbe sich hat sein, nicht gehabt sein. Sie gehen gebot, alles zurückgebot von Chachma binnen da. Jeder Rebbe gehabt sein mit, was durchgearbeitet. Not to get into Arichas of it, but so we switched over to the Tzemach Tzedek, which is more technical. So there's a lot of like some sort of resistance that it's different and it's all that. But we know there's something called Kabbalah Sod. Kabbalah Sod is, there's Ava, yes. We're all about love over here. Everybody's accepted. There's nobody that's out. Everybody's a Yid, and that's all that matters. Because the Rebbe saw the global picture, because he was the global picture. He saw everything. So he saw the Nakuda. I don't need him to be perfect. He's a Yid, whatever. It's like, and he found that Nakuda in the person. That's why everybody that came in front of him was like, he looked into my eyes, because he was present. He saw he saw a Yid. So there's a lot of love, but there's also Kabbalah Soil. Kabbalah Soil is that once you start, you finish. You start, you finish, because then you show that it's not just about me. There's also discipline. There's an alignment. There's a hierarchy. We don't chap over here. This is not something that, as we explained the other day, this is not aturaisa. You're not grabbing this. You're not buying your way into this. Nobody protects you. There's no such thing. You have to earn it. And the way you earn it is just by being real, being disciplined. So part of showing that there's achna, there's a bittul, there's how could we started? They started. Even though we have to learn only what you have. The one thing that Namishpi tells me that there's a lot of these questions. They're real questions. Should I learn the parsha? Should I learn this? There's a lot of these. Ask us from a place of avodah, like where am I going? What's the right thing to do? Right. So you go for a adracha. You don't just do on your own. You ask, because ultimately we're climbing a very, very delicate ladder over here. We're climbing a ladder to freedom. We're climbing a ladder to living again. We're climbing a ladder to Beis Hamikdash. This is what we're talking about. Don't let these words, freak you out. I may sound very intense. I am, and it is. But it's okay. It's not so serious. We're going home. We're going out. Right? It may sound like something that... What are you talking about? Nothing. I'm talking about what I'm learning. And I'm fine. It's not about this right now. So the order is we start, we finish. So first of all, we want to talk about, last week was Tazri Mitzvah, right? So we're talking about the Negoim and all that good stuff. So we have to understand, because it also came up today, somebody asked me today, Kedusha and Tahara. What's Kedusha and Tahara? We are Kedushim Tiyel Alehechem. Kani Hashem, Kedishchem. Everything is about Kedusha. What is Kedusha? So the times of the Beis Hamikdash, there was rules. There's different things that happened. If somebody looked at the food, somebody ate the food, somebody touched it. Right? There's Tuma, Kedusha and Tahara, and then there was Maasers and all that. But then it went away. Fine, but it's nothing. It's good. It's even better now because we are it. So the word now is, there was different rechoiken that you couldn't. Not everybody was allowed into your house. Not everybody could just walk into the house. Like, did you spit, cover your face when you talk to me? Right? Watch yourself. The Kohen didn't talk to anybody. One spit, finished. Now you had karbanas, we don't know, Tama, not Tama, did he touch me before, after, what did I do? They had to be present the whole time. There was tremendous responsibility. But this is where they lived. That's why you lived in a place where there was gold growing on trees. Because there's discipline, there's complete amunah. It was given to us back then. It was the time of the Beis Hamikdash and all that. So then we went into go. So we went into complete dark. We went out, right? Nobody knows, mixed up, we don't know what's flying. Now, we're starting to wake up again. So if you notice, if you're waking up again, you look around and you see what's happening, there's Kedusha and Tahara coming back again. Right? When you look at it, Choshech wants me to look at it as like, cover your face, where are you? You can't 6 feet apart. That's what Choshech is doing, because they'll spin everything into this is what they do. They don't know any better. But we know something else. What's behind this? What are we watching? What are we observing all of a sudden? You can't come to my house. I'm talking about up until now when it's becoming normal. Let's just go back a little bit, 2, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months when it was intense. Don't talk to me, don't cough in my house, no shuls, no mikvahs, nothing. Everything is shut down. So we're starting to see, once again, it's a time of Kedusha is coming back. We're getting back into becoming aware. If something fell on the floor, you throw it in the garbage, you didn't just pick it up. It fell on the floor. The floor is dirty, it's tummy. Everything goes on the floor. Everything touches on the floor. Everybody steps on the floor. So the first thing is important is to, because somebody asked me today about washing hands. It's extremely important to wash the hands. With Negelas, it's scratching the head, all that. Not only when you wash your hands, make sure that, there's somebody told me this, that especially here, that also the water goes on the bottom of the hand, so it touches everything, because then there can still be like a unique. So now, why am I saying this? So the question was, he's like, what do you mean? Like, he was shocked. Well, what are you talking about? So now what I was told in school is true, that if I scratch my head, I'm like, and it goes to the other side, like if I say something not good, if I'm impure and I daven and I say amen, then it goes to the other side, right? You follow? You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that whole trauma. Als ik gezegd aan deze woord, ik wil niet daven, dan gaan we eens de ganze de andere zijde. Daar beslukt me. It's a catch-22. Like, so it's crush time. In our tamimus, we took it serious. Because it is serious. We understood. We were kids. We understood that this is real. They didn't understand. But it's fine. This is what Choshech was. They were monopolizing because we were coming out of the Holocaust. We're recovering. So we have to see, if we look on the other side of this, we see Kedusha and Tahara.
Back to Negelas.
Negelas, thank you. So the word is like follows. No, there is no such thing as the other side. Thank you. There is no such thing as the other side. There's no choshech. It's not real. It's fadrait. But let's just go, I want to go to another point right now. The only thing it can do to you if you don't learn, if you are impure, it fadrais the cup. The truth is always going to stay the truth. Nobody can take you away from that. You understand? You will keep coming. Look, it's 2,000 years. Where are we? We're back. We're finding it. Like we're getting into it. It feels real. Things are moving, right? You can't, no matter what. We're going to come back to what's true to us. But it's the process in the middle, all the confusion. And I think everybody at this table, the only thing that we're suffering and still struggling with is confusion. We know where it's at. We all know where it's at. Everybody had a breakthrough. Everybody knows where it's at. You know where you're good. You know where you need fixing. You know it. You already see it. You know it. And then what's the problem? We know Amalek too. We know him also. We got it. We have flashlights all over. We're ready for him. No, so why am I still in a struggle Monday? Why am I still nervous? What's the deal? That comes from the impurity. Not because we are not impure, because we are coming from that space. Now, the way to fight that is dafka to be, hands, negel wasser, like make it a mission. I know everybody here does it, but I'm saying it's for the kids, like the first thing to be done is make sure the house is covered. The kids do negel wasser. Right? I go around like a madman, it's like negel wasser time, anyways, right?
Yeah, I don't do it.
Especially,
myself, my kids don't.
I'm saying so. That's what I'm saying. This is we're getting in like to the more darkest. It's like you want to know what's the confusion and where is it coming from. This sometimes there's just this takeover because remember, as you're becoming conscious, you're looking back. Things may look a little more chaotic for a minute because you're becoming conscious of what's happening. You're like, oh, what is this? I hear the kid is screaming. It's not anymore screaming. Well, there's something else going on over here. Like what's not aligned over here? There should be calmness in the house. What's going on?
Yeah. Not to step down, even whatever. Now you're bringing it up. All the old stuff is coming up.
I want to tell you like
down,
this.
Don't touch your eyes.
Sure. So let me tell you like this. Anything that is not shefa is not it. Then we needed that because we were in Galus. What else? We're going to get busy now, technical. But now we have to get chumras. Hey, don't step, do this, that. Fine. There's no such thing. It doesn't exist. There's never, you're like, what did you do? Nothing. Once it's done, it's done. Now it's just a beautiful thing because we know that we're not really attached to anything. Nothing is making me, breaking me. It's a whole different, So then I go, I say, no, you have it, you do it. That's it. And when they don't, they're like, listen, don't forget, do it. And then one time they come to you like, I'm thinking about this. I'm like, you see, you do the Nagelwas. And then they chap, like, and they start playing it. Then you're not hacking them in China. You're not selling them a story. Now you know it's real. It's really, because everything is real time. It's real energy. If I think positive, I'm manifesting positivity. So why not, let's start getting the little ones. They're so pure. Wash your hands. Nagelwas here. Not even a point system, nothing. You don't want, nothing is, everything is just a flow. It happens. It's going to come. If it takes a month, then Kedusha and Tahara at this level takes a month to get into the house. Because if I have to force it, that's not Kedusha and Tahara. That's already, that's pressure. That's restriction, that's Gevura, that's missing the point. The kid doesn't process that. That's like, look what it did. We didn't process it. It looks like it's terrible. Right? So this is the first thing. Kedusha and Tahara. Easy, nothing crazy. Just simple. Wash your hands, mindfulness. Where am I? What am I doing? Where are my hands? Clean my hands. Don't touch. Ask before. That type of thing. I also want to talk about the nega, right? We spoke about it on Friday. That the nega is a manifestation of a block. It's a very important point. A nega is, as I explained, that, in other words, Creator had one thought and one thought only. All of machshava, b'ni b'chari Yisrael, us Yidden. And now that we know that there's no past, no future, only the present moment. So what is he thinking? If there's no past, he had one thought, kaviyachol, one thought, and there's no past, no future. So what thought am I having? If there's no past, and I'm thinking right now, I love you. I love you. And that's the only thought I'm having. There's no past, no future. So what am I thinking? Only this. B'ni b'chari Yisrael. That's it that's going on. Are you guys copying what I'm saying? You copying what I'm saying? No?
So if there's no before and after, how did the whole creation happen?
We're not going to go to that right now.
No.
No. It's not, we're not going to go to that because it's simple. That's simple, but you're gonna understand it. Chassidus opens it up. That's simple, but if I do it now, it's gonna be like, what? You break your head. But it's not. We can do that after. It's fun. This candle right here, the fire, the center of the fire. What is there to him? To the fire right now, what's there to him? There's only him. There's nothing. He doesn't know this. He just knows the fire. That's it. Haraya, here he's not burning me. Here is burning me, right? Yeah, here he's too hot. So he doesn't know. That's all he knows. He knows the center of the fire. That's all he's thinking about. That's all he is. Doesn't know anything else. That's how the malachim are. They have some that have sparks of like I am Ekon Kavod. Then all of a sudden they realize like, where is he? And then they're like, he's everything. Like there's like, where is he? And then like, where also? There's Ratzav V'Shuv, right? There's different levels in Ratzav V'Shuv. There's only this. If the Eibishter had one machshava, B'ni b'chari Yisrael, all he had is like, I love you. I don't know where you guys are stuck with this. It's like, but then what's the rest of the world happening and all that? Don't get stuck on that. Just have the point. That's all. And then on every level, if you feel like touched or you're not, just remember that B'ni b'chari Yisrael. Now, if everything's B'ni b'chari Yisrael, we're all one, we're all connected, we're all one Neshama. What's the Eibishter? What's his natural state of being, of creator? What is he? Simcha is Einik, Kiviyachol. That's how we connect to him. Einik is the highest. This is what it is. This is where we meet him. It's untainted. So if I have Einik, we are all his expression of Einik. All of us are his expression of Einik. So if I have Einik and mitamol, I say that this guy is just, he did so and so. I talk Lashon Hara. So I'm stopping the flow from me to him. I'm stopping its flow, and I'm stopping also that flow because I'm putting something in him. I'm saying that he is not a good man. Chaz v'shalom. So the flow that's coming to him is also damaging because now people talk. So now there's a chain of damaging. So the oil can't flow through, right? Because it's real time, right? If I tell you that you're an idiot, right? What happens there? Like it's a stop. Like what is that? There's a stop of flow. There's a stop of freedom. Somebody screams at me, and I get embarrassed or I get shocked or I get hurt, what's happening to me? I was in a state of flow and I was taken out of it. What's my state of flow? That's Eibishter. The more state flow I am, the more happy quality flow I have, the more I'm in touch, the more I am one, he's able to express himself more and give me more bracha. So when you scream at me, you tell me something, you're stopping that flow. Okay?
Is it because,
Yeah.
Is it because when you tell me idiot, am I becoming less oinik so the flow stops, or what's?
Yes. First of all, I can say it to you in your face. I'm gonna say if I call you out in your face, and it's like to hurt you, so I'm stopping your flow. You go from being happy to like, oh my gosh, what? So what's happening there? I'm not a singular. I'm not my own person. I have a feeling, and I feel something, and I'm expressing my feeling. And what color is it? That's all in kindergarten. That's all to understand our machine. But now that you understand the machine, understand is like, when somebody hurts me, I'm not hurt. I am stopping a flow, because what was happening before that? When I was in a good mood, what was happening? I was flowing. Flowing what? What is that? I was in a good mood? No. I'm one with my Creator. And the more quality and the more oinik I am, all right, the more he's able to express dir b'tachtonim. And he's like, okay. And the more you do this, it's more Gan Eden. Okay? Now, when I say something, either by myself, I'm hating, in myself, I'm expressing a hateful comment. So I'm stopping flow myself. Okay? As I'm talking, I'm thinking that's where the nega comes from, right? Because as Lashon Hara, I'm not really saying it in front of him, so he's not stopping his flow. I'm making a community, right? What about this? Right? I'm making community, but it takes time till it gets to that person. So fine, let's just say that the nega comes when I'm stopping my flow, because as I'm being hateful and angry, I'm stopping my flow. What happens when there's a stop of flow? It just bursts out. It comes out as a nega. What's a nega? Nega is the opposite of oinig. It's the drive, the other words. Oinig, nega. Right. The first time I heard that, I was like, wow, really? That's so interesting. Yes. Now, after knowing what you know already, now understand it. It's a real coding. It's real codes. Oinig, nega. I'm oinig. So what does that mean to me? If I express something not good, I'm downloading nega. I'm downloading nega. If I say something right, it's oinig. Now we don't have anymore the nega. Why? Because we're more physical. He wanted to be 2021, complete modern times, self-sufficient with machines and press of a button. That's where he wants to have his dir b'tachtonim. So now, what's a nega right now? The Torah doesn't change. The Torah doesn't change. This is who we are. Torah can't change. Torah shebachsav. Without that, as long as there's one Jew on the world, there's do Torah. As long as there's Torah, there will be one Jew in the world. Always. There's no such thing. And there can't be any other way, because we are it. There's nothing else going on besides us, because that's all of the machshava. The rest of the stuff is just by default. It created itself as a backboard. Different backboards. All of the machshava too, whatever. But I'm just saying this. We are all that matters. Of course, everything is going to be elevated, but we're on top of the food chain. Okay, so now, how does a nega show up over here? I get up in the morning, and right away my heart is pounding. What is that? So Choshech is telling it's anxiety. Take a pill. Right? Who else is getting like personally pissed inside for that? Like for years, anxiety, and people are just stuffing pills. Fine. Let's go. This is it. This is what Choshech looks like. This is what Mitzrayim looks like. We think China is in communism. We're suppressed. We're in Golas. Look at us. What's the anxiety? We spoke about this in the check-ins, and there's that. The anxiety is there's an overflow of oil, overflow of energy that can't come out. It can't express itself. It wants to come out. It can't. So now I have anxiety. Why can't it come out? It could be that I got a download of oil. I did something right, but I have somewhere a nega. And it can't express. I don't have the kelim to express it. Instead of having this thing and being like, you know what, let me get up, let me go drink a coffee and just relax. Or, in the best case scenario, let me go down or go for a walk in the park, go for a jog. But I have anxiety. Don't have the kelim for it. So we have to check ourselves. Where am I? Where do I have a nega? So now that, what is this? What's the relevance of it? How do I check this nega? How do I make sure that, how do I open myself up? This is what we're doing right now, the 49 days of Sphere. Okay? 49 days of Sphere, I'm looking at 49 different angles of negas that I need to rid myself of. Blockages, nega, right? We said last week, it looks like as oil comes in Pesach night and then it goes back out. It becomes like it's like a bomb lands and then a missile hits and then it just sucks it out. You have the crater, you have this tzimtzum. I'm looking for the word. Whatever the name is, right? It's just the opposite, right? As you take out the stem, you take it out. So 49 of these are showing up. Now, I can go and do work. Imagine you go to a workshop. Let's get real for a minute. And attempts, before the first time you went to the workshop, and as you show up there Friday, you feel the intensity, like you still, you don't know what to expect, have no clue what this is. Right? I remember by me when it was still new, I went, it's like, it was very quiet and it was different than now. Like, I liked it better that way. But today's better, today's like this. It's fine. It's doing it. It's everything moves in time, right? Everything evolves. It's beautiful. So imagine you walk in there, and you're affirming it in whatever level you're holding, like that you like certain things you take serious, whatever it is, Shabbos or film, what or not, whatever it is, whatever you do, it's like this is Amayid. Like no, don't do this. And you make a bracha. To work on my midas. It would be like, it's a moment, like that's a das, you make a shechiyano, that's a big thing. You don't just whip out a shechiyano. If you're inspired to make a shechiyano, you're feeling, imagine doing this 49 days. This thing, God, we're busy with brachas, levatala, there's ganze masechtas, ven bracha, nish bracha, kazayas, nish kazayas, he said levatala, nish levatala, arof, arof. Right? This because all these oiras are connected to these brachas. Like the shefa eats, I send it back so I can get more replenished. It's not a joke anymore. I'm not just making a bracha because I need to burp. I'm making a bracha. I'm sending a signal. Hello, baruch boom, land, boom. Okay, there's shefa now. You're not just eating dry. You're not eating like some dry strawberry. Now there's shefa because there will be more. There's brachas. We're starting to take charge of who we are. We're machines. We're light machines. We're operating. We're lamp lighters. So now we're making, this thing is Asher Kedushan B'Mitzvos V'Tzivana, and Tzivana means Tzafsa V'Chibur. Tzafsa means there is a command, V'Chibur, and we're connected. We're connected to this bracha, we're connected to this thing. It's not just Tama bracha. Asher Kedushan, it is Geheilig. Asher Kedushan B'Mitzvos. Tzivos is a tzivu, but it's a mitzvah, it's a tzivu. V'Tzivana, Tzafsa V'Chibur, Al Sefiras Omer. And this is what we do 49 days, we count the Omer. What is this Omer? We start looking at it. This, that, and the other. I'm starting to observe. I'm letting go. Now, we don't want to get caught up in that. Did I let go of this, let go of this? No. Understand that everything you're going through, and everybody here is growth that's happening now, that's consciously now, in the last few weeks, is as a result of Pesach and Svidar. But you're going to tell me I've been suffering for years. Yeah, but for years you did nothing about it. You just suffered. You had nobody to tell. Nobody to talk to, just a pill. And now you're discussing it. Now you're talking about it, what's going on over here. Now you're looking, I'm looking at what I'm doing, and I'm letting it go. I'm bringing Kedusha, I'm bringing oil to it, bringing oil. And after 49 days, you're meeting yourself, your own Kesser, you meet yourself. So this is the sphere, and this is what we're doing. That's why I make a bracha. I'm coming aware, becoming mindful. And with that, we're going to go into, we wanted to discuss, you asked me about the Nefesh Yechida, how that works. So let me just open up the Tzemach Tzedek, so we're going to get things going, and then we're going to go into that. Because there is a small piece, technically it's not a real, it's the punchline. I didn't want to miss it because it's exciting, and everything we're talking is already from here. So we're going to talk around and around, but we'll do this piece. So we have, it's a small piece, so we'll do a lot of outside talk and discussion. I wanted actually to do one more thing. What I had in mind to do is, I think for now, just even as just in concept, but I wanted to put it out there. And the Rabbi Kiva's Talmidim all, I don't know what the right word to say is, they died because of, there wasn't shulin between them. This is supposed to be out. That's the problem. I knew there was a problem there.
Thank you.
Oh, 1 second.
So,
It's hooggewerkt. Could be 2.5 hours. It's 559 Brooklyn Avenue, 5th floor. Alright, I'm going to shut my phone. 559 Brooklyn Avenue, 5th floor. You can ring the bell. Or 3215 enter. Okay, that was the issue. Alright. The kids said, so I'm thinking, we're sitting here about this year, and I want it to be like, maybe have like a clearing, like a check-in about how people feel towards each other over here, how people, like, let's get real and let's get as real as you want, even just a concept, it's just an idea of a new way of, we're sitting together, and this is about, learning the Relikim Chaim. So let's see this, and does anybody want to check in with something or clear up something before we move on?
I do want to clear something up.
Please.
It's it's a technical thing, but if you mention it, maybe you read it. I want to check if I have fever. I feel feverish. Now, weekend is around. I feel very schwach now. And I checked myself before just to make sure. Maybe it was an hour before I left my house because I had to go inside.
I'm gonna go get the thing. Yeah,
I don't
continue.
want
Yeah, go.
to, if it's going to affect others, and I don't want to be nervous the whole shit. I just feel a little.
it'll give us all immunity.
Huh?
It'll give us all immunity.
I'll give you.
Yeah.
Just be safe.
Goeie gaan. Nou, ben daar. Whatever is strap.
Visit Moshe usually. It's part of the shit. Makes you fevery. Kom naar je job had. Wat te grijpen nickel was.
De wapens gaan met dat ding.
Nieuwe-
Helemaal niet. Toch?
Breekt daarover de zaken.
Dus dat is een beetje later.
Not for so long.
Gaan we nou aanklappen. Right? Thank you, reminder.
Listen, if you start feeling that it rises, then you walk it out. That's it. Okay. Anybody else?
Yes.
Yeah.
I keep finding resistance. The more I want to dig in this stuff, I feel I know I passed it, but it's still like keep coming back. And I don't even need any whatever to talk about. I just need to bring it out. Feel resistance. Although everything changes in my life, I feel much more light and much more alert.
But maybe it's a vergapenis.
I don't know. It comes.
Let's talk, because we're from the same side of the curtain, so let's talk about it. You feel like I'm vergapt. Let me redden this then, because I have suffered from them for you. But remember, I didn't come from where you come. I made a big circle before. So by the time I came here, I already knew enough. But there was other stuff that was like, what is this? What's going on? It's nicht in the derech.
I think I don't even need like to discuss it because I know I want it and I know it's true. It's just it pulls me. But just
I just want to say that my mahalach is everything is checked al das Torah. Now I'm not going to tell you that das Torah can give a terim like that. You have to know how to ask the question. And the way you ask the question, to understand your level of maturity. But let me see. I'm just thinking if I've gotten a no. But there is no question that if the answer is no, then there's nothing to talk about. It's out. I'm talking about me personally. So there's resistance. Of course, there's resistance. Why is David HaMelech? Why Malchus Bez David? Malchus David is going to take us out. David HaMelech from Galus, and he's the lion. What's the story? The lion is not the strongest animal in the jungle. He's not. So why is he the king of the jungle? There are stronger animals than the lion. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So why is he the king of the jungle? He's the king of the jungle because he's ferocious. He stops at nothing. He's not afraid of the unknown. He will fight to the end. He's not afraid of the unknown. He's calculated. He won't run just like that. But what's stopping him is not the fear of the unknown. That's why we're going to need David HaMelech to take us out. That type, Nachshon ben Amminadav. What's Nachshon ben Amminadav? Jumped into the water, to the sea. Not afraid of the unknown. Because if you really get that everything is one and everything is it, what are these separations? What are these divisions? The vision is just like a chomer. What does it do to me? It restricts me. I'm Antata, I'm Amam, B'seder, Das Torah. The Dar Midbar did not go into Eretz Yisrael. It's their kids that went in. The majority did the Egel. 90%. Only Shevet Levi didn't do it. Everybody was in it. They all saw it clearly. It made sense. But the fanatische little Shevet Levi that du gulte Keb, haben gesagt nein. Ja? We zijn ook gegoogeld. De Levim is gaat kan horen. No, ja, dat is schijning van Kodesh Satanas. Maar het is goed maar goed. Ja, gallig. Die was er melig. Ik ben ook gegoogeld in kap. Everything. They had no hair in their bodies. Nothing.
I didn't know.
Yes. So, the majority did the Egel. The majority of the world is not Chabad. They're not. They were anti-Chabad. I grew up with that. Anti-Chabad. I used to be petrified of the image of them. Like the people with the hats, with the beards. It was like, what are they, Mashiach? What? Dude, that stuff is freaky. What are you talking about? It was fear. Right? I didn't have that much fear because, like I said, I didn't come there from yeshiva, so it's a different dynamic completely. But look at history. Look what's going on, and where are we now? Now that we're following, we're living under the way that we're. This is Navi was. You tell me. You guys are coming to me. I know the secrets. Right now, I'm turning on all of you. Okay, here I know all the secrets. Ich follow the derde lach have sein, nee. Sinds du kan kedishen, du kan taharas, me mischt sich, es do depression, es do anxiety, es do fear, es do mach kan manigen. Oh, I'm successful, at slocha. Kishen toch is what's at slocha. What's at slocha? When at slocha? The blitik dem kaf. Für ein Kacker hat das gemacht. Jeder ist busy mit it. Jeder ist auch it. But same was the leaders of them cup because there's a false dream. And you're going to tell me this is false. You're going to doubt this. You're going to run after that. You're back for emphasis for what? I know it. I'm turning on all of them. I grew up there. I know everything.
Here there's not, no...
Of course there is. We'll go to that in a second. Of course there is. It's everywhere. What?
Why?
Because it's gulas. At the end of the day, it's gulas. Okay, it's choshev. But we're waking up now. We're becoming aware. And I'll explain. I'll go to there in a second. You couldn't handle anymore from that side? You want me to go on this side?
Yes, the defendants.
Well, you know.
So, now, what's happening over here? Right? Over here, there's also, yes, Gimel Thomas happened. There's a lot of discipline. People were just lost it. People lost it. Gimel Thomas they were waiting for something to happen, and any. Mamash like the Moshe Rabbeinu. Like people were getting into their head, like it's 40 days, let's hold. A lot of them, this massive disappointment. But there's still but you can't separate them from the Rebbe. No matter who, no matter what. I met the guy, one person with the cross, one of the Chavre. Gimel Thomas is a real thing to him. It's so real that even a person like that knows that that's real. And now that's not here anymore. I can't see it anymore. But when it was here, it was real. And you can't take that away from them. Gimel Tammuz, Yud Aleph Nisan, the Rebbe's birthday, any type of they haven't come from some hole over there. It hasn't been in civilization. Some of them are like, it came to us sponsors like Kiddush. Right? It's come to the oil. There's lines. Edel, nishtay, nishkan, mirastig, nish, machaptis, nish. You know, you come, ever been there? You come Gimel Tammuz to Lubavitch? It's the most amazing scene ever. We're used to shtip, then wer sich shtip mehr, jener hat machaptis, alte Reise. Du stehen du tausende Menschen allein, jeder ist in Zug, man geht daran, man sucht 1 Minute raus. Jetzt gehen die women, jetzt gehen, man kann push it out. There's a few chavre that, you know, they need to go from the back door. We say that everybody, we look at them with compassion. It's not like they're just like, okay, if that's what you need, no problem, we're here for that too. You need to go, we really want to wait for the Rebbe, but if you need that, me from where I come, I judge it, right? But to them, I look at them and I'm like, there's not even a flinch. Yeah, this is that. That's my shlichus now. And that guy understands the same thing. He's like, no, I can't. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not waiting. I want to go. I love my tati more. I'm going in before. I'm not waiting. I was this house. I was in 770 actually. I finished very late here, so I wanted to go through Kriya, so I went to 770. Exactly, that's what I saw. So a guy that has no, saying he's doing his thing, but he's there, given a sponsoring a Kiddush involved. Like it's an amazing thing. That's the difference. When here in Lubavitch, sof, when there's a sparkle of, there's a Rebezach, a Mashiach thing, they're in. There's no question. That's the difference. It's in there. They're like, I'm ready. Over there, we have to start convincing people that such a concept exists. And you can take it into your head. That's the difference. Chabad, Chagaz. Moichen, consciousness, and Midas consciousness. Now that doesn't mean that they are bigger than I'm bigger than this is this and that. No. It's another school, and I can learn that too. Okay, now that you know the Chagaz, but how can you realize that you can't operate without this?
What's Chagaz stand for?
What's that?
Chagaz?
Chagaz is the Midas. Chesed Gvur Teferes is called Chagaz, Midas. Like it's more emotional, you know.
Chabar, I know, Chacham Ben Adad.
Chagaz is the Midas, right? Well, it's called Chagaz. Yeah. The word is that I'm realizing that without this, I can't work anymore. You guys are realizing that now. You come to the workshop. What I'm feeling. Where do you feel over here? Really, over here is where you feel? I thought I'm supposed to feel here. Oh, I never felt. So we need this to make it work. So this is all we're learning. We're just learning a new way of, I have an anxiety. What's an anxiety? I can take whatever I take. Or I can be like processing it and living proof right there. The check-ins you did, 2 of them, were like boom, boom, boom. I said enough, out, boom. And he's like, I'm a different person. There's still stuff. It's not for now, but I'm saying you're starting to see, and it's not so much like I have to listen to this tape in order to understand what he's saying. It's very simple. This is who we are. This is the type of machine I am. I'm not my problems. I'm not my this. I'm starting to wake up. Once again, now is the time in Sphere is when it's a powerhouse. You know, you have the moichin for it. You may not think so. You may think, oh, I've been doing the work for all the time. I'm telling you, no. There's clarity now. There's able to attack. The same way as you're going to tell me sukkahs, try sitting in the sukkah the day after sukkahs, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, sitting there, eating meat. With challah. Tell me what that feels like. Exactly.
Like what?
You filter fish. So you tell me what that feels like. If that's if it's actually going, you try to do it. The proof is it. The same thing with this. I'm telling you right now. Go at it. Be mindful. Be focused on it. And don't get caught up in the process of how. Once you see it, it's out. You don't need to process it. You want to play with it for another minute just because you want to have fun with it. Fine, but you're not going to gain anything. Just know I'm doing l'shem. I want to have a good time. Instead of watching a movie, I'll play with my tatim, feel bad, cry, get sad, get down, check in, and then boom, out. This is the koyach that we have right now in Sweden.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I was answering your question.
It also comes to the other side, also more challenge this time, no? I mean, that's what I feel.
Depends whose school you go to. In my school, in my yeshiva, that's not the case. I'll tell you why. Because if you deal with Sur Meira, yes, there's more Gevuris now. Of course there is. We
Too
just
much
said-
sweeter.
What's that?
Too much sweeter, so I'm...
Serious Omer. There's more Gevuris now. Gevuris now, because remember, Pesach was a lot of oil, now we'll take it out. So there is Gevuris now.
I'm not coming from Chassidus still. I don't know any Chassidus.
I know, oh, by the way, if you don't understand a word, I keep repeating and I explain
Yeah,
it.
I'm not-
Just go with the flow. You don't have to understand every
That's what I was
word.
going to tell now.
But I'm going to explain it anyways. I'm just introducing words, and as you know, it's fine. Don't get lost. I'm explaining it enough, so you don't need to. When I deal with Sur Meira, when I'm dealing with what am I feeling, you're gonna keep you're gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna spin you, it's gonna take you out of spin right away. Because there's a lot of Gevuris now. But I don't play with that anymore. I don't care. I already know my problem, my mother, my father, my sister, my work. I know all of those. I know that. I promise, I went to workshops, I'm gone already. I spoke to the best in the business. I know it. Who cares? I'm just going on with it. As soon as I see it, I'm like, I don't want to deal with it anymore. I had enough. That's what I do now. What, when, where? I don't care. I can play. I don't need it. It doesn't get me anywhere. We've been squeezed enough to the point where we're like, okay, I felt like a victim already. Nobody cares. I felt trying to be aggressive. It didn't work. I threatened. Nobody cares again. I went in a silent treatment. Nobody cares. Nothing changed. Okay, I give up. Fine. What do I do? I feel good. I get present. Look, I get whatever we've been discussing. Everybody on their own level. Come in. Go. Right, Eliezer, come in.
Right.
Have a seat. Find another one for you. What? Don't open the lights here. It's almost time. I wouldn't, but I feel a little bad for them. No, not this one, that one. We got the bathroom. Where's the bathroom? You want to do the porch? You're a neighbor. This walk will make a lot too much, right? Personal touch. Good? You got some more light? It's good?
No, it's good. Yeah.
That's
Too much? Yeah, I can sit in the dark. I just don't want to freak anybody else out.
I have this right here.
Oh, you got the candle. Okay, good.
That's what you want to see.
What's it?
That's what you want to see.
So, So like I said, we're not focusing. Does that answer your
No,
question?
I meant to say that it's not Pesach time, when it was Oilis.
Now it's not. No, there's different
Yes.
type of edits. There's different type of
I
edits.
understood.
Okay.
I understand. Okay.
Now we're going to go to another thing. Let's talk about Yechida. What's going on? You hear me say a lot of the word Yechida. What is that thing? Let me get that one. What's that? 54. We've still been talking around the Indian. You can have some wine later?
No,
You good?
thanks.
So no glass?
No,
Okay, there's cups if you need. Okay. Now let's go like this. So we're talking about that we are, the Mashiach consciousness is called Yechida. Okay, why is it called Yechida? I need more wine, I need more fuel. So far we're clear? Yeah? Okay. Shulam?
Yes.
Alright. Okay, now we're going to talk about this. What is this? What is Yechida? What is Chaya? What is Nefesh? What is all these things? Okay. And this is an Indian that I worked on Circus Minutes, Tafshin Pei Aleph, me and Hill, we hammered through this. It was a huge opener. So I'm glad that I'm able to share it so soon. I thought it was going to be years before I'm going to share this. But here it is. Okay, so every Eibishter, we don't know what it is. It's B'tachas Apshitis. He's as simple as simple. What does a simple mean? I left already one of my notes over there was this. We're going to revisit. I'm not going to do it again. I didn't to go crazy. So the minute he finds out he's God, he's gonna pounce me.
Throw his tune out.
What?
Throw his tune out.
Good. I love you. We're gonna do a tune soon, so we're gonna open it up. We'll calm things down. You good so far?
Yeah.
So okay, Baruch Hashem. So the word is like this. So once Seder Stalshel was started, Toyu, this, that, Welten, Atik, Arich, Atzilus. We know from Atzilus. But then there's Atzilus. Atzilus is where there's the four worlds that we operate from. Atzilus, Bria, Yitzira, Asiya. Okay, each of these worlds have different ways of different types of consciousness. In Atzilus, everything is one with Eibush. It's one. Kutche Brichu is the Midas, Shchina is Malchus. Don't worry about all these words. Just let it fall in there. One day it will, your brain opens it, and then it will just, as you hear it, you get more familiar with it. But it's fine. I'm explaining it anyways, because it took me that long, so I had to understand. Then I'm like, oh, that's what that is. Right, so you know the material already. It's just the labels. It gets easier and it gets more organized. It's not this, it's not that illusion, but this is what it is, right? So it's organized. Ik zoek laat maar maken naar Bashafonish met Salem the Messianic Messianic Salem Elikim. Salem is a flash. There is different types of flashes. There is one flash, which is all about Mashava, Bris Oilam, and then within that flash there is flashes every day, every month, every hour, every second. There's different types to the biggest. There's different types of mechanisms over here. Okay. Within all this, all right, we already spoke about, we are the Olav Moshe, we are the top of the food chain. We are the face of it. This is Am Chacham V'Noven, our brains. We have something special because we are the face of all that. Okay. Now, Atzmus has different ways of manifesting himself, playing out different roles that have to be played out in Olam in order for it to be a proper tikkun. So what does a proper tikkun mean? That like this, we can say, oh, Hine Elokeinu Zeh. Now I see Eibishter, I see everything, Mashiach, I see everything, I understand. It has to happen, all that, so we can, you have to go through everything you're going through, everybody here, to get pressed to that point. You know what happened after you got pressed to that point? You show up to a workshop, you start seeing. That's what happens. You can still look at it as like, I went to a work, or this and there's that. That's still Gull's way to look at it. You should already look at it like, no, I was pressed to the point where I was freed. How was I freed? By myself. I said it's enough. I've seen the bullshit. It doesn't work. The Choshech didn't get me anywhere. You torture me. You give me nothing. Until now, I thought there's no other way. Because Paroi keeps my head down. It keeps me busy, and nobody had time to look at you. Nobody had time to pay attention to your problems. I had my own problems. But mitamol, I'm able to think, and now, so I'm able to think, I'm like, oh, there's an alternative over here. I don't need to suffer. There's a way out. I can be happy. How? We're teaching. We're learning it. Okay? So, once again, while we're on the topic, my gosh, I'm such a mess. You're not a mess. You didn't know any better. Now that you see, how fast are you going to climb out of it? In a second, because a little bit of water drops the coffee melts. You don't need much. Because once I see a little bit, I'm there. Especially I'm chacham v'noven, somebody that has a razor sharp kishurnis like we do. You put a spark of light in it. Yes, there's a lot of things that are going to show up. Maybe, but all that stuff. But it's over. You can never go back. Because you saw it. They can call you around at all, even if you peckelig back in, try going back into your mother's womb. Try it. Try to take an answer. Alright? Good luck. This is all a mashal and an imshal. Everything is a mashal and an imshal, literally. My mother's womb, me giving birth to my mind, opening up my das, all that is just mashallah until we're going to be finally bloom into the rose that we need to be. So now, Atzmus had different ways of manifesting himself in Vel, the way he played out, and it was nil. So we're going to start like this. Adam Erishan. So we're going to start from bottom up, and then we'll go from top down. We have Atzmus is boire, Eitzim Zach, whatever that is. We don't know. We don't touch that because we can't, yet. But we do know. I'm going to tell you, we do know, but we don't. We have to say we don't. No, we talk it don't, but. It has to get to the point of to the point that you've exhausted every option until you get to a second of Atzmus. That's Yechida. You know what happens once you do it once? It stays there forever. Because the light, you can't, once you see it, once it melts the coffee, you can't go back. What are you hopping back? So that's Yechida. It's just a second, 1 second, because we're living in the moment. I don't need back and forth, yes.
What is Tachlis Yishlo? I've been hearing this statement for years, but what does it really mean? What do you mean we shouldn't know?
Tachlis Yishlo is the same reason you ended up in a workshop and you're doing the work you're doing. What happened over there? You went with the Sur Merah for so long until you said, there's nothing there, I can't figure it out. And you just went. What happened in the workshop? They didn't even address you. Nobody listened to your problem. You spoke for what? 5 minutes before 2 minutes before somebody started screaming at you? Right? So you did. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but to make the point. Nobody even listened to your problem. So what happened? It was Tachlis Yishal. You surrendered. He showed you another perspective. And you were just, oh, I see it. You saw a different perspective. You started seeing a different way. Right? So now we'll go from bottom up and then from top down. Nefesh, Oil Masiyah, David HaMelech. David HaMelech mastered Nefesh. He was bloody, he was feisty, he was ferocious, and he did tshuva, he was a merkava, it was David HaMelech. Yetzirah is Ruach Eliyahu Navi. Eliyahu Navi, I don't remember the pasuk, Ruach Sa'ar, whatever it is, he was Ruach. He mastered Ruach. The Spirit, the Holy Spirit, he was in Vel. Bria, Neshama, Moshe Rabbeinu is Neshama, he was Torah. Neshama is constantly opening up. Atzilus is Chaya, Adam Erishan. Adam Erishan mastered Atzilus. We all mastered Chaya and Atzilus. How do we know? Right? We all know that he did the chet. He mastered Atzilus. We are all part of him. We mastered Atzilus. How do we know that we mastered Atzilus? Because at the last minute we slipped. We went all the way to the end. Because if we didn't, we wouldn't have failed. We went to the end with it, and then we slipped. But it wasn't really a slip. It was all b'kavana. Because as we said many times, not to get too technical with this, because that's not where we're going. If not for us doing the Chet Eitzadas, we wouldn't be here. Which means this consciousness 2020, we would not. We would never figure it out. We would always stay, we would be stuck. Okay? So, and plus, there was the Kodesh Bris with the Eberste promise that all your kids will go out. Everybody. So every bit of consciousness, we're collecting now, we're waking up. Alright, so what does it mean, Yechida? Chaya is as I'm telling you something, I'm connecting, I'm looking to make a zivuk. I'm looking to connect things. I say something to you, I give you a compliment, and you feel good about it. That's a yichud. You're with your wife, that's a yichud. You pick up a fruit and you boil it for your eights and you eat it, that's a yichud. I'm still looking to connect. That's why we're still fragmented. We're still separations over here. We're still not seeing eye to eye. We're still not there yet. Because we're still split. There's still differences here. Yechida is when we're already in one. The reason we're still in Chaya is because there's still birurim that need to be worked out. There's still dealings that we need to figure out over here. In Welt, back and forth, I need to still birurim. So we, in order for there to be no resistance, just one. That's Yechida. That's Yechida. You want to know what a small example of Chaya looks like, of fragments look like? Chagas Chabad. Chagas still can't tolerate Chabad. Not Chaz v'Shalom here. We're talking about, it's real. It's a real struggle. You're waking up, it's a real struggle. It's not a made up thing. It's real. That it looks like, what does it look like? Vision, it's bell, Satmer, Shai gets it all, Shai gets it on, you know? It's time for that, but really it's fragments, there's still separations. But now that money is losing its value, so what people are going to have to start looking for the tachlis. People are going to have to start looking for something real. And as they're looking for something real, but guess what? Who went into Israel first? The second generation. Who's seeing? Who's seeing it first? Who's sitting? Who's listening? Who's waking up over there? It's the youngsters. The old guys are it's harder, but they need to be there to hold chak. They need to hold the place down. Otherwise, there's very enough kairos do. As you shouldn't do it. No, it's a seder, so we have to have respect. We have to have, but this is what it is. And this is Torah's Mashiach. This is what the Rebbe is telling us, the Rabbein. This is what they're teaching us. They're teaching us how to unlock our brain. Okay, now also remember that everything that is happening during the day is connected with keeping your head focused downward. Okay? Which is the food we eat, the stuff we see, the things we think are important and we chase it. Okay? If I call you, if I lash out and I say you're an idiot, blah 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 blah. Now you're feeling like act. You're not gonna go eat a salad now. You're not gonna eat a salad. You're gonna go eat a burger with ketchup. And wash it down with a Coke because I'm pissed. I have to feed that negativity with something. Comes Choshech and feeds you with it. And then he needles you, and then he medicates you with it. And then he feeds you again to medicate you again. And then this is how we're like this. And then you want to think, and he's like, I'll give you a free credit card, take it. And then he tells you like, listen, every 3 months you need a new wardrobe, you need new stuff, you need to plan your weekend duty, you can't sleep. Paro is on your back. He doesn't let you sit. Pesach, you have to go, you have to come, you have to do this. He doesn't let you sleep. He's on your back. He's back right here, whipping me. I had Menicha for a year. I had nowhere to go. I was like, oh, I could think. He's back, but he's not back because you're not stupid anymore. You see what's going on. You see what's going on. You see the truth. So this is what everything that comes with it in the day. Start becoming mindful. It's important what you put in your mouth. Cornstarch, preservatives, metals, all this stuff is blocking you from thinking straight. Now, let's go to Yechida. What does Yechida look like? Okay. First of all, Yechida is Atzmas Mahuz Melawish in the go from the Rebbe. Rebbe is Atzmas Mahuz. Fine. Okay. That's Yechida. Okay. I mean, to each their own. Whatever. just to give you a picture of what you're supposed to look for. Whatever there is. Everybody has their thing. There's only one, obviously, but everybody, in order to climb Bamsila now, you have to climb the ladders. You have to find different things that that's my master, that's my, but at least have one, have something. Okay? Because otherwise, Atzmas, Rav Nachman is all over it. That if you want to be Mekusha to the Tzaddik, and Mekusha to the Shechina, Mekusha to the Kachi Kadosh, that's all he talks about. Tzaddik, Kachi, Atzmas, Mahus, right? So what does that mean? In order for me to understand, to be able to process that, I need to have I need to look up to somebody. I have to have somebody, a Ruf, a Dan, I have to have somebody, a Tadrus, somebody, a Mashpia, that represents my Atzmas and Mahus. And then when you feel you need more, so go for more. Right? Go. Alright, so that's number one. That's the nefesh in Yechida. That's the nefesh, you're looking for the person. The ruach in Yechida, what does ruach Yechida look like? The fact that we're talking about this. Okay, 10 years ago you did not talk about this, not you, not your father. 30 years ago, 50 years, we did not know about this stuff. The Zohar was hidden. Right? We wouldn't have to go to Chabad Hasidus. The Zohar was hidden until now. It became like everybody has a Zohar in their house. Until we were children, it was hidden somewhere in the shelf, in this green cover. It was hidden, dusted off. Nobody looked at it. They were afraid to touch it. They were told, don't touch it. We we're like, what is that? No, how come you didn't give it to me? They didn't know what we're talking about. Don't touch it, fine. This has Azat to Kedusha. You have to go for it. They want to test you. They want to make sure that you're going for it. So that's Ruach in Yechida. Neshama in Yechida is the fact that we're all sitting here right now. The Sfarim are open, and we're talking Torah. You understand what's going on over here? We're listening, talking Torah. That's Neshama de Yechida. If you have no Neshama, you can talk about it. Neshama means that it's alive. The Sfarim are open, we're talking about Torah's Mashiach. That's the Neshama of Yechida. Chai of Yechida is that we're able to apply, I'm understanding, and I can fit it into Welt. 2 months ago, if I told you this, you're like, I hear what the Zooks, but what is one Monday morning comes back? I'm having a relapse. I just got out of the workshop. What am I doing with this? Hello, help me. I'm going back to where it was. You have no application. The fact they're able to apply this type of thinking, that is Chaya in Yechida. You follow what I'm saying?
How do I do it on my desk, on my site, on my construction site?
How do you do what?
How do I apply? We just spoke about Nefesh.
How do you combine them all together?
Okay.
Nefesh and in Yechida, Riech in Yechida.
First, understand what it is. Okay? Because once again, it's a mati v'le-mati. It's a slippery bar soap. You're not grabbing this. You're not going to chap this. You have to become it. You can't buy this. You can't go to a Rebbe that gave up a tulin and the hostas. No. This you have to chap it. How do you chap it? First, I know it. Because once I'm starting to do, I'm already planning. I'm figuring out my future. Chapshin says, Chades, you can't get on No. This is oil. You have to become it, real time. And then all of a sudden, you are it. You are in the Yechida. The problem comes, and I no longer look at this. I'm having an attack. I'm like, okay, like I explained, I want you to hear this. I explained this last week. I no longer look at it as an attack. I'm like, wait a second. Like when I go to the soup, too salty. I add sugar to it. All of a sudden, when it's too salty, I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on over here? The soup is salty. What happened? Who do I call? No, it's just add some sugar. This is how we're starting to look at our problems during the day. It's not taking me over. I'm having a freak attack. I'm like, okay, there's an overload in the system, too much oil. Breathing, not good either, too much, because, again, too much oil. Grounding, whatever that means. Go back to a good memory, go back there. It's just you're playing with my head. You're playing with my head.
So now when you started thinking that way, now you've reached what level? That's called reaching.
That's called Chaya Yechida. I'm starting to live. I'm able to apply what I'm learning. I'm able to apply Hasidus. I'm able to apply this consciousness.
In a state of Chaya Yechida.
That's where we're going. That's what we're doing right now. We're waking up. How do we know? Because we see current events outside. They're beating us up. Our standards have been shattered.
So when you walk in and you just think, oh, put sugar, that's applying it. That's living in that state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of me becoming down and bitter, now I go into depression. What's depression?
Yeah.
Lack of oil. I completely shut the valve down. Lack of oil. Why? Because I let choshech penetrate me so deep that I completely surrendered. I'm like, what do I do? No oil. Now I'm miserable. Now I need to wash it with the pill. What does that pill do to me? More choshech. And that's how he keeps me. That's how he keeps me. He keeps different people differently. He's smart. But he's a dumb. Because it's not him. We were supposed to do something. We're waking up. Because why is he dumb? Because he's got nothing. He's got nothing.
So if he wins us, we're dumb.
No, he didn't. He can't win on us because we have a promise. Now we're going to go into the next thing like this. Very, very good. Very good. The next thing is as follows. We're talking about the Nagoim, the Nega. Something very interesting happened this week. So, whatever, I'm not going to go into that. It was a Chayesara, this, that, fine. Okay. When Avram and Sarah went to Paro, what happened over there? Okay, he puts him into the castle over there, and they go, you know the story, yeah? They come before Egypt, they have to hide her. And then we have Avram is telling her, please tell them you're my sister. Like Avram is afraid. Says the Zohar. This week. I didn't see it. He told it to me. Who was it also? That Sarah was, when Sarah and Avram, when they went to Egypt, they actually told them in the dream, go to Mitzrayim, I'll be with you. They knew, because your kids are going to go down, they actually told them, because your kids are going to go and go. It's Geri Yizerach Ba'eretz, over there. What did they go there for? They went on a covert mission. They went on a top level mission. Avram and Sarah went down there. They knew that she's going to have to go into the heart, to the mouth of the beast. Okay? She's going to have to go to the mouth of the beast. Why? Because Sarah was Yitka Vavke. She was a tremendous light. More than Avram. Avram was Efer. He was Afar ve'Efer. They both balanced each other. He was Efer. He was nothing. And that's how she was able to, because such a level of bittul she needed in order to hold that Yitka Vavke and Welt. Okay, and he needed to be that level to the point where he was thrown in fire and nothing happened to him. Because he was that level of bittul, nothingness. He's not afraid of anything. He was completely clear with what's going on. That type of clarity. The same way if a child's like, hey, you're an idiot. And I'm like, whatever. That's how clear he was with any other issue in the world. Like I was like, what? Whatever. It's complete Markov. He was Atzmas walking in Welt. Markov. Not Atzmas, but levels again. Sarah comes down there. Of course, they see the light. They're like, right away, bring it to this choshech right away, because this could be. We can create monsters over here. You kidding me? With this light, with this Pare, it's like he was the master. He was toe to toe with Moshe Rabbeinu. Okay, so they bring it to Pare. Once she's inside, in the belly of the beast, she activates. She's like, Malach Michal, let's go. Hit 10 times. Beat him 10 times. There was the 10 nagam that he got. He received 10 nagam that night. 10 times. What does that mean? That our mama Sarah knew that we're going to go in there. What does a mama do for her children? She went all the way to the belly of the beast. Like, if you're going to have my children first, I'm going to take you down a notch. Not 1, 10. So as we know, nobody got touched in Mitzrayim. No woman got touched except for Shlomo's Bas Divri, which, fine, Rashi said she was a talker, whatever it was. Nobody was touched. We were like sand, desert nears. We were, anyways, we were like, Araber of the Dart, Gunish, in Mitzrayim, we were nothing. And so she went in there, she beat him down 10 times, and then he got a 10 makas. He played out, 10 makas played out after. Okay? 10 makas played out after that. From that she gave him. Who else did the same thing? Who else beat him up, knew that we're going to build the Beis HaMikdash, and he got Chorver in the Beis HaMikdash, and he had to carry on business, David HaMelech. David HaMelech had gegangen, had angefangen met jeder man. I mean, first they started with him, and then they soon realized that this guy's unstoppable. He took out gullies with a rock. They saw this is a light that not to be messed with, and also they saw this is a light in Welt. They saw that he's physical, like he was a shepherd. Like he knew all the chachmas. It wasn't like that this is going to be a bitter Derhoim over there. He came into the Welt and he hit him, went in there with the sword, he himself, and to the point where the Eibster told him, "Die kent zich bond, there's a man, stiefel blik." Not you, your son, not you, please. Nishdi. Fine, beseder. So we have to understand, what does that mean for us right now? What did David HaMelech? What did David HaMelech? What did he do for us? He knew that we're going to go into Golos Adam. We're going to go through all the Golos. That's a get the clip. They have no teeth anymore. They're just stupid. What do they got? What is he verdrying me with? With flashing on my, different, exhausting me that I have to spend on different things, what's not important. What does he really have? He has nothing. He has a false dream and he's being exposed right now. He's exposed. We all see it because we had 1 year of Menichas. So now we're able to see what real freedom looks like. It's not something that I need to work for the whole year, sweat in order to have something. I got to work all my life to make a wedding. What kind of garbage is that? Because now I know what real freedom looks like. And this is what David HaMelech did for us. So we have to understand not to be scared. All these, they have no teeth. All they have is a bunch of screens. Right? So this is Chaya in Yechida. This is Chaya in Yechida. When you're going to start connecting what you know into your day-to-day. Slow things down. They're not that aggressive. They're not that severe. And everybody has a problem. It's fine. Relax. No chaos. My wife, my mother, my sister, I'll work it out. It's all good. I got it under control. Where's the lesson in this? It has to be something good. What can I learn from this? Flip everything. When you feel it, flip it on its head. What am I learning from this? Much stronger now. I can handle this too. No, I'm not going to wake up in an anxiety. I'm going to wake up in the morning. The first thing I'm going to do is just smile. I'm going to override the system. Because I believe that I'm starting to wake up in my power. So if I'm going to think positive, I'm going to have an awesome day, and I wash my hands, and I'm like, I'm coming. You're unstoppable. This is Chaya in Yechida. This is Chaya. We're waking up to Chaya in Yechida. Now, this is now, Yemois HaMashiach, Chaya in Yechida. It's attainable now. Yechida Shebe Yechida is when we're there. You don't have no training, we're there. Okay, that's Yechida Shebe Yechida. That's when Mashiach is going to be revealed. It's going to be such an first we have to wake up.
But how do you get to that level of awareness?
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, sorry.
We have to first wake up, because if it's such an is to land right now, we're going to explode. The same thing we did by Matan Torah. We told the Shabbat, stop. We can't. We need some time. We need to process this properly. So now it's with Rachman. Kenesha Yor Kina Al Gazalov. He's flapping its wings. He's flapping for 2,000 years. And now we're getting there. We're waking up and we're starting to. So once we're going to get there, that's when Mashiach is going to reveal himself. Whatever that looks like, we don't know. But now we're climbing it. What was your question?
I said, how do you get to that state of awareness that you flip everything? Or to catch yourself. Like, there's an active, there's a subconscious, way of doing it, and then there's a proactive, active way. So what's
fine. So I'm going to first make a small gama. I don't know the level of awareness because all these guys went through a workshop. So, and then I do a check-in. So we've been working it. So I don't know where you're at. So give me a question. I'll do it on Chassidus because it's fair. You're asking on Chassidus, I have to answer. So give me again the question.
You want to live in a state of conscious awareness that you always flip everything.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So to get to that stage.
Yes. How do you do that?
That's a proactive approach. Yeah.
The most powerful approach is living in the moment. That's the only approach. Everything we're doing, all the exercises, is just to train that I can live in the moment. Because until now, I thought something was coming flying. I couldn't. I can't live in the moment.
So you don't even subconsciously realize that you're not living in the moment.
Oh, we're not living in the moment. You are right now living about. Okay, I don't want to say. Let's just say I know how far you're living. Let's just say I do. I don't. Okay. But let's just say the average person is living 30, 40 years ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
He's planning his retirement.
Yeah.
Idiot. What retirement? You saw 6 months ago your future was as guaranteed as nothing, as dust. Nothing. So you're planning again your retirement? Are you a fool? If I live, so this is what Clip is doing. It's stretching me like this. I don't want to be an idiot like my father, so and like a schmuck like I was, so I have to catch up. My future is chasing me. My past is chasing me. My future, my friends are making it, he's making it, he's getting married, I'm money, and there's opportunity here, opportunity there, and I need to catch up. So I'm living 10, 20, my college, I'm 30, 40 years ahead. My horse is here and I'm over there, and I'm missing all the action. I'm missing my life, I'm missing everything. My wife, my kids, my parnasa, my health, and then 20 years later, I have nothing. And the one, like I said, idiot that does that makes a big wedding, and nobody cares.
So all people say this,
Living in the moment.
But how do you catch yourself when you're not living in the moment? You get what I'm saying? Like,
if it hurts, then you're not in the moment. If you're stressed out, you're not in the moment. If you have to have lunch 12 o'clock, and you're like, let me just finish these 3 calls, you're not in the moment. Because now you're gonna 1 o'clock, you're already out of oinik, you're already stressed. Your personal friend will call you, and you'll be like, not now. He gets hurt, more nega. You're starting to create a chain of negativity, and before you know it, you have guilt, and then I'm just a loser, and then all that spin comes in. That if it has any of that effect, then it's not in the moment.
as long as you don't feel good, it's not in the moment.
Shefa is free. I don't have to work for it. If I gotta work 12 months on my vacation, it's not a vacation. It's nega. Shefa is, it has to come to me.
So how do you apply that and combine it with Al Pi Teva?
Lo regalachas. But I'm saying now the Sfira, the Omer is, you have 49 days to work that out, to get present with
I
yourself.
just popped in.
No, chas v'shalom. No, it's good. It's a refresher course, but I don't want to elaborate too much. But because I'm gonna end it anyways. We're gonna talk about it. And application is just, you have to apply. It's time. Yes.
But what comes into my mind, I know it's this is the way to do it and to be in the moment. But then there's this thing that Udon Umar and all that kind of is that there's the Chokhmah Mulech Chazal. How do we fit that into this program of like Hashem wants to give us good and only good, and if it's not good, throw it out. But Fernando is out, Pascal and desires of all these hundreds of stuff that constantly, subconsciously bring it into you that hey, you do have to struggle somewhat. Because
The Rebbe told us 25 years ago in Mashiach Hazir. He said that it's available, the consciousness here. The Rebbeim gave us 250 years from the Baal Shem Tov, starting to wake us up. We have the letters now. He said, it's here. He's like, let's go guys. Wake up. It takes 40 years for that also to kick in. Because it takes 40 years for the Talmud to take in what the teacher is given, to properly process it. But the fact that you're learning this, I couldn't learn with this. The last day you wouldn't even make it there. You'd be like, I have no time. My life is up in arms. What, are you crazy? Sunday you're going to talk to me about what? You want to talk about the Oymen? Which Oymen? Wow, that's cute, but tell this guy, somebody help this guy. He really needs help. Right? So here you are. You're learning this, and you're understanding it, and it's starting to make sense, and your life is starting to take shape, for the better or the worse, but the things that are happening, the stuff is moving. Up and down, stuff is moving. Choshech wants you to think that it's getting chaotic, but really, something is moving, so it has to be moving somewhere. So, why put it there? Put it on the other side.
It's about how you take it. Take it from the other way.
Screw that too, how you take it. We're going to make it good. It has to be good. We're done negotiating.
Because the second it's negative, you're not in the moment. So that's it.
That's it. I got to open a bottle of wine. It's a little warm, you know? Very
A little more than a little.
You want me to leave the room? No, I'm just
You know what? You're going to get a beating next time. I'm going to sit down.
Wake up.
Starting.
Wow. It's crazy what's going on.
Really? Unbelievable.
מה חשבת שזה לא קורה? מה חשבת?
It's famous out there. דברים מסעירים.
Question is this is our work, it's an issue.
As of now.
Oh, isn't the she on Zoom also?
Yeah. Not this week.
Sometimes. Shkoyach.
Good.
You know, you're gonna end up opening something that I haven't had one.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So, $30, $40 a night. Which one? I gave it? The five shows? Other?
Der schwarze Leer. Die zwei.
Dat is ook een vrije.
Die zwei in die Faust. Ze doen dit is nog niet.
Jede Mal en de app is nog gedraaid. Ik ben voor de wacht zwaaien. Dat is I don't know what, I just went out to my box and I picked up something. I got just also picked up this. That's not about Schliep sie auf in jeder Woche. Aber so mit zwei Boxes. That's my next prize. For myself.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, you're the first
Well,
time.
Yeah, but I know him, but it's first time I understand.
Many times.
Lazar.
I just liked it.
FEMA.
FIMA?
FHIMA. Yeah. Geiker. Borough Park, Williamsburg. Or I'll
Mix and match.
Staten Island, Borough Park,
Nice. Very nice.
There's good stuff
No, I do
coming out.
fitness. I do private fitness. All my clients are in Borough Park. Yeah.
You do fitness?
Yeah. Stop. Fine. And I do some other stuff on the side. You know. They're good dude.
Which type of fitness?
Huh?
I'm looking for a boxing class.
No, I don't do private boxing.
I don't know, have something on that porch. I have to hook up with that guy on that porch.
I can do basic boxing, but I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's why I was looking. I'm looking for such a class. I don't know, Freddy.
I can get you a private guy. This Schwarz to come
Private
train.
class?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
go
you know what
private.
class? Ongoing class?
No, do one-on-one.
101?
It's better.
Yeah.
I did it for 3 years.
One boxing?
One-on-one, yeah.
You're very good at process anger, no?
That too. I have so much anger, flip it, you know?
That's right.
Yeah.
I was thinking about these things. We only understand what the Rebbe says 40 years. That's also what it says in the Chazal, whatever.
Mhm.
Also counting when the Mashiach will come was also part of Gudas.
Right. The genius at work. Put it on the bottom. The bottom.
Trying to figure it out. We can't figure it out.
And where is it?
It's here.
Fine.
Listen, I didn't know the words, but
Fine.
I missed it again?
This is what Chassidus, I'll repeat in a second, let them process. This is what Chassidus teaches us. Choshech is like flipping all of a sudden you got words, I'm like, I know this. Of course I can do this. I can be present. It's called being present.
I'm not saying it's always that way, but that's part
It's
of it.
avoided. It's not easy.
It's not
Pari-
avoided
nobody
until-
left. Now you understand what it means. Nobody left Mitzrayim. There was such kishuv. Nobody was able to leave. Hashem himself had to come. You understand what's going on over there? We are still physically we went out. We're free. We're not working. You're not sweating. But the heart and the mind is still trapped. Now we're going. You have the clipper. It's vaccines. It's clipper. It's this that. It's all over the place.
Well, you can't fight vaccines either.
I'm not getting into that.
No, not
It's-
vaccines.
it's in 5 months of figuring out this that. This is all part of that being in Israel. Instead of yes, nine, yes, okay, no,
Bubble, you know?
but what
Live in your own
welke
bubble.
les?
Yeah.
Was het les? Ik had het les. Most linen. It's part of the
So
vibration
that
is so low
Video, the guy yelling him at the
that we're
Fauci.
trapped. We're trapped in our pain.
Right. You see, you know,
Yeah.
It's okay though.
For a minute I felt his anger also.
He's
Like,
spoken.
what are you doing, Dr.
It
Fauci?
went out so
The
fast.
Fauci's not doing it.
It was just right there.
Yeah.
Whoever gives it power, you just ignore it. Just do you.
Like walk out slowly. No,
Yeah.
it had to happen fast because when you start thinking, this whole thing comes in. The choshech comes in when you start.
That's exactly. There you go. That's the melech matam. I had no time. I had no
How
time.
do you guys all
Go,
meet?
go, go.
How did you guys meet, Mike?
Do it after. Do it after. I'll have a little chat with him.
Go, sing your song.
Chaim.
Just stay in a small meditation for a few minutes. I want you to imagine there's our heads are all aligned at the top. There's a spinning light in my head. It goes in out from my right into Shulam. Out from Shulam into Vaisha. Vaisha into the other Vaisha. Into the one that's sitting ahead of me, and then out here. So the other back into me. And this type of way is it's very calm. It's very consciously conscious of the calmness. Not focusing anywhere in your body, only on your life. Take a deep breath in, slowly. Hold, and then exhale slowly. One more. Out. Notice the pitch I'm using is triggering the center of your brain. Just let it go, be conscious of that. It's the kesser. I want you all to picture a letter. Take the letter, one of the alphabets, the OCS, put it in your head. Any letter, let it flicker in your head. Make it like medium size. Just think of your letter. Now I want you all to think of the letter Aleph. Let the Aleph in your head, flashing. Shalom, it's everything. Feel this energy right now. Remember it. Make it part of you. Comment. Take it into your day. This is how you do this. At work. This is how you do this everywhere. Become mindful of what's going on. You don't need negotiations. If I start negotiating with you, you're going to pull me in. But if I'm in this state of clarity right now, this is what Chassidus is waking up in us. If I have this level of clarity, then I bring this into work. I don't need to negotiate with you. That is Melech Malcham Malcham, the superpower, the super light that came down in Mitzrayim to take us out. It's still with us because it happened once, it's still happening. Get it? Don't need it to happen again. It's happening right now. Just have to open your eyes up to it. And watch how your day changes. You want to figure out, you don't understand what Choshen is doing. Choshen is like figure out the problem, so he keeps you occupied, he keeps it present, because you are your own manifestation. But if I have this type of amuna, this level of consciousness, watch what happens tomorrow. A few of the items that you were anticipating to show up and come attack you are not even going to come. They don't exist anymore. The only thing that makes it still come is you still anticipating it. Because you still don't have that level of love for yourself, that you had enough of the suffering. So this is what we're doing with the Omer. We're counting down the Omer. We're counting down the distractions. We're seeing it, we're becoming aware of it. Choshev wants me to start figuring out my chesed are good and it's good. Chesed are no, it's nothing, it's just Oyer. We're much bigger than that. It's labels, so we know how to climb the ladder. But really he wants you to become mindful of yourself. Become aware of what's going on. And as I'm aware automatically, every day that I have mindfulness, there's oil in that place that fills it. Because the minute I see it, I'll let go of that muscle. I become aware that I'm tight in that place. How are you feeling later?
Amazing.
I want you to notice how present they all are. I'm just complimenting. And as an outsider that just came in, and you also asked, what does it look like to be present? It's presence. It's just being, and now you see it, mirrored.
I relate to meditation.
I know. And now I want them to see, because they're in their mind, they're looking for it. Where is it? And I want them to see. I want you to look at them back, what you see in them, so they can see that they're there already. Look how present each and every one of you guys are. We just sat through, I don't know how long it was. Who cares time? I don't know, 5, 10, I don't know how long it was. Intense meditation. And everybody was present. This is what it is. This is what you want to bring into your day.
Awareness.
All of a sudden, everything around you changes, and the problems you're anticipating don't come. They can't. Where's the landing? Can't land. It's a shield. You follow? Unless you're going to use it, don't touch.
I think it's a very beautiful scene, you know?
What's that?
I think it's a very beautiful scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody had an experience. Everybody was there. So this is what it is to be mindful. This is what the Omer is. And now we're going to do the last piece from the Tzemach Tzedek. It's going to tell us what to expect. Shavuos. we 30 yom kod machag. We're exactly 30 yom kod machag. Vav Sivan. Wow. We're exactly. It's Vav Sivan, right? When is Shavuos?
I have a Yiddish over here if you want. Yiddish calendar. 17. Today is Vov, yeah?
When is Shavuos?
Vov
Vov?
is
Okay. This is what presidents call.
That's what I'll line on this.
I want to take a moment of silence. I want everybody to just sit with us for a minute. Take this wow. We're not gonna choshech it. We're gonna use it as energy. We're gonna amplify our insides with this like, what? It's Shloshim Kod Machak, and we just went in. This was a Shavuos Kesser moment. I want you guys to visualize the picture, the Rebbe's picture, smiling. It's his Torah, he gave it to us. So close your eyes and have this image of him, and just the way he looks in the picture is black and white. Just give a thank you, and as we say thank you, we're stretching out, we're reaching out a hand in a different way, in a new way, and he grabs you from that place. When Nachshon ben Amminadab jumped into the sea, that's when it split. He extended a hand, and a hand came back and split the sea for him. Hey, hey, yo, shekels at the hey, Nijimus. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah, hey. Yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a time to pray, it's a time to ask. When our minds are open like this, we can ask. So instead of starting to panic what to ask for, there's so much to ask for, don't get caught up in that. Just ask for this. That's it. Hashem does a chachma l'shlema. You give chachma to beten for chachma. Because if you have wisdom, you have everything. You got it all figured out. So let's ask for this. And understand that this is what you asked for. And you receive now. So now you see that you receive when you ask. It doesn't just happen. Now you see the koyach of tefillah. And this is what it means being in prayer and tefillah all day long. Because all day is a tefillah. It's a prayer, the whole day is a prayer. If I know that my problems are not physical and they're not real, they're just to need, my soup has too much salt, I need to add more salt. I'm in tefillah, I'm in dance all day, okay Hashem, He's squeezing me here, fine, because you know why? Not because I did something wrong, because I'm not seeing you, you want me to see you more. Okay? There you go. And then He wants to send you more oil, so you get more delicate, start noticing, but as you get more delicate, the way He needs to turn, get your attention, becomes more delicate too. You don't need the pain anymore. I don't need somebody to pinch me in order for me to realize that I'm stuck. You become more delicate, you become more fine, you refine, your day is different, everything is different. I'm just in flow. Menuchas hanefesh. This is what it looks like. Yechida, chayim and yechida. And then will come yechida should be yechida. Don't know where that is, but we'll definitely not stop until we get there. Ezrat Hashem, to all.
Amen.
The Davish does help, of course. This is what He wants. He wants us to step up. He wants us to step up. And The Rebbe showed us that, like that fight that. Listen. The Rebbe said it, right? Every time you think you're crazy, like the Rebbe said it. That's it. You just act on that. Ask a sincere question, like in this moment, when you said to prayer, who asked, and no judgment, you don't have to say, I'm just gonna make my point regardless. Who asked for something physical in this moment? Don't answer, it's fine. Not physical, like give me wealth, money, right? You see the difference? Now you know the fakeness and the realness. Where was your mind right now in this moment? And let somebody tell you that this is a moment that it's not real, it's not true. You're old enough to know that you can be the judge of that. You know what the other thing looks like. You know what the world looks like out there. Not in this space. And there's nothing here but Torah and wine. And candles. My point is that this is how you start seeing what's real and what's not real. In these moments when you have the light, this is how you start using the light. When I'm in a moment of clarity, what's important to me? When I'm completely good, when I feel surrendered to myself, I'm comfortable with myself, what do I ask for in those moments? Now I'm mindful of it. I'm not asking, I'm just like, I just want to be at peace. Till now we didn't know how to do this. You thought that like, okay, I have to, but now start paying attention. This is what now that you know, when the comes in, remember we said this before Pesach, we're not here to chap, we're not learning the we're just learning how to be ready to slow the fastball. To slow the ball when it's coming so I can see it. And then when it catches me, because I'm everywhere, I'm fully surrendered, when it catches me, I'm mindful of it. I don't just think that it was an 8-day holiday and now I'm back to normal. I'm mindful of what's happening and then I'm downloading that for 49 days. I'm going at it. I'm becoming mindful. So now when you have an experience like this, a moment of light, of oil, which is the same oil you had in Pesach, just then you weren't as mindful. You were mindful, but you got it with your gut. Right? It was more than the cat. It was more than the cat. It was too big for you to open up. Couldn't open it. It was boom, hit, and then out before you knew it. It was godless katnus, but it's called katnus because it was given to us. It's katnus from our end. We have to grow it now, Yeshua's. So this is what we're doing. So now you had a more personal experience. And from this place, what did I ask for? Where was my mind? This means me seeing, burning like laser, burning all my doubts and all my questions. Because from this place, I'm like, what was really important to me over here? My health, my wife, my children. What was I thinking about? Was I thinking about getting a new car? What was I thinking about? This is how you start calling out Kosher and you start getting a handle on it. You come on top of it. Yeah.
I share what I was thinking.
Sure. You need to go?
I need to go.
Fine, no problem. It's not having thing I'll do this. Thanks for coming. I know, it was good. Picked up something?
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
See you around.
Yeah. Thank you later. Fine.
We have to dive in.
Say it, no problem. That's good. No, we're gonna go still. We're here to stay. We have the most uncomfortable chairs to make people present that no, I want to be
I
there.
want to stay.
So I forgive you.
I'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you all.
Thank you. He's from Montreal, do you know him?
Yeah,
No, he's from Montreal. He's from Canada.
okay, so yeah, I know,
Yeah,
it's
Fima.
Montreal.
Yeah.
My mom's good friends with your mom.
There you go. You see that? I knew there was a connection.
That's why you know her mom.
Putting me down like this, you know. Splish Yom Kippur Nachag. Okay. You guys ready? Ready to finish this up?
You want to share something now?
Ready to
What's that?
stay.
You want to share
What's
Just to
something?
start it off.
Ready to start off, okay.
You want to share something?
Yeah. I'm going there from Okay. It's still good? Everybody does this one? It's still good?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
It's supposed to be healing. If you're feeling you want to go on the couch, chill, whatever. Make yourself comfortable.
soon, man.
I'm just saying, like, it's available. Right there. Or pillows, whatever. Moshe, you good? You gonna share now? Chilling?
Great.
Okay, good. More wine? What's going on? I see dry glasses. Unacceptable. More muffins? Freshly baked muffins for the kettle. You want another muffin, Sean?
No.
So, alright.
Where's the bathroom?
You'll find it. First left.
Left.
Okay, get that out. I was just praying that I
go on.
should be able to shouldn't have to be busy with this garbage. Like, even though I know that it's distraction and just trying to spin me around, to pull me away, because every time I see it. First it's here. So, okay, be busy with this. Now we're on to doctors. Now it's going down a little lot that up, and now it's here. And I see the spin, but sometimes you can't control it, because usually, enough shows got it, enough to, no? Somebody there?
Stop right there. Alright. Old school outfit?
Meaning, so why did I have to pray?
You're done already. You're done. I'm the ex. Yeah, you're all over. Yeah, you're done. I mean, you can't take this back.
Okay.
Because I'm waiting for an opportunity like this forever. There's somebody to come. Listen to me. Forget about everything. Osgarbet. What more Osgarbet do you need that we are in 2021 and we're sitting here with talking to them? What other Osgarbet is that? The Burden Pies? Cute. The Shana Shemam the Levishim. They didn't in Mitzrayim we didn't change our Levush and our names. Okay. We were still Chaledes. Okay? Chalil with us. But that was the case. We didn't know any better. We were carrying rocks. We didn't know any better. Right now, with everything going on, to be able to, this is what I have. This is Osgarbet. Stop waiting for that. Right now. You can stop your life tomorrow. Now. It may take for a minute for everything around it to catch up. It may take a minute. Because you're right, it still needs burden. But not because I'm not Osgard. Just because I'm learning how to see it. I'm learning how, as the problems come to me, I'm like, how do I see, this is for sure bad. Moshe, what's going on over here? This is for sure, nega, I'm done, right? No. Well, okay. Just to learn how to deal with it. We're going to be calling out Choshech on every angle. It's going to be showing up. But once you learn how to do it, and now there's the easier way. To just be it. You don't need, not everybody's a fighter. Some people love blood, they love to fight. Right? Some people don't need to fight. I did the fight for you. I'm telling you, you don't look like a fighter. So, just be present. You're way easier to be present. Present means just a good attitude. And it's going to take a minute. Yes, it's a little... And in the process, it's more patience, but you have more patience because you don't like to fight and you do want to be. Presence is your natural state of being. Having a smile, light-colored, it's saying all over. It's an easy read. I don't even have to get complicated. I don't have to do any tzuruf in it. All right? That's it. The same as you. Just be present. And you're doing it. You learned it from Gevuras. You were forced to do it. You have to become present. You have to watch what you say. And you have to take control of your emotions. But now that you have it, just start seeing, like, I'm present. You don't have to use it anymore as a burden. Like, I have to be present. No, this is who I am. This is the next step. This is the Chaya Shabi Yechidah. I just am. This is who I am. I've become my work. Pull out the piece of plastic between the battery and the toy. This is who I am. Test me again. Sit me again with 2 of them against 2 against 4. I need to breathe. I need to think. This is too much for me. Too much. Okay, I'm back. Yes. Yeah, I'll work on it. I'll feel it. No, I won't feel it. You know, just becoming. And they're like, is this real? Is this not real? What's going on with this guy? Is he kidding? What is this? So they test. They don't have the kalim yet how to do it. But patience, and you'll do it. So, but become it. Become present with it. You may be a shtickle fighter too. Fine, a little fight. Fine. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but that's the idea. That's the idea.
So why am I asking for this? Meaning, why am I asking Hashem to take away my physical pain? I'm asking, please, I don't want to feel any pain. I just want to be relaxed. Like being able to connect and this, like, forget about money or whatever. That doesn't even come into the picture. But like, even like my physical pain, like, I want to just not have to be busy with anything in my body. But on the other hand, what you're saying is you don't have to. Just tap in and it's not going to be there.
Listen.
Is there such, like...
First of all,
Can I say something on that?
What?
Can I say something on that?
I have...
After you.
Okay, go. Yeah. I want to anchor them. Maybe
busy with
fly
my
away.
body the whole day. Like my body. Lashon.
First of all, when you say that I'm not... I'm telling you not to be busy with the money, be careful, my wife is sitting right there. You say that I'm teaching you guys not to be busy with money. You're saying I may get bad influence over here. So anyways, okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is like this. Number 2 is as follows. It's easy to do the job. You just have to know how to ask. You have to learn how to become a salesman. Once you will understand how it's done, what you need to do, it's easy to do it. Because you're not an idiot, and nobody wants pain. I want a good life. I want to smile. Why do I want to get up miserable? I thought it's not possible because my father, I'm hereditary from my father, my mother, my business, my sister. I thought this is how it has to be. And then Chosher is telling me like this, and I have no time to think. So I have to work, and the only time I can become my crazy is when I have a minute for myself. So I'm crazy, right?
Busy with the body.
Busy with the body.
Yeah.
I have to learn how to ask.
Thank you. So I have to learn how to ask. How to ask is that we don't know where we're at, so I don't know where to ask. If I'm in the mud everywhere, but I see the light over there, I know where I need to get to. But if I don't see it, then I don't know what to ask for, so I keep spinning in myself, and I'm doing the work. So Choshen is occupying me within myself. I'm trying to fix myself to get more, to make more, be more, because I don't know where the light is. But the light is right there. Hello? Where is it? Right here. Stop looking over there. Choshen wants you to look here and there. Right here. What do you mean right here? How does this work? How does this work? Okay. Slowly, you're going to start introducing different things to how to become present in the moment and realize that it's not really a problem. It's easy. It's tangled because I'm worried about the moment. Because in the present moment, I see, I hear, I feel, I taste, I'm fine, I'm calm. I'm just worried about what's coming, so I'm triggering it myself, I'm tripping up myself. So now that I know where it's at, I know how to daven. I ask for the Eibishter, I'm not asking him for, give me money, because I'm restricting myself. You want money, I'll give you money. Give me more money, I'll more yafid. Right? He's giving you exactly what you're asking for. Why did that guy ask for money? That's his response, but I'm talking about your kids. Each on their own. Instead of asking for shefa, give me menuchas hanefesh. Let me be at peace. Let me be at ease. Let me be happy. Because if I have ease, peace, and happiness, automatically I have everything. I can't obviously be stressing for money. I can't obviously be stressing for bills, and I can't obviously be stressing for my health or my relationship with my wife and all that stuff because I'm happy. So if he's going to give me happiness, he's like, you want happiness? That's a whole different. Oh. Okay, you want money, God will get fed. Because that's what Choshen is telling me. Choshen is telling me, you want money. You want a car, you want this, you want to be a slave. No, it said, you want simcha, you want happy, you want to connect to me? Okay, this is it, easy. But what am I going to do with my retirement? What, are you worried about the future? Dude, that's not my program. That's their program. Here it doesn't work like that. Here we're living in the moment. But what am I going to... How many people that have retirement didn't make it to retirement? How many people with retirement have a miserable life, no kids, no wife with their retirement? Like, how does this add up? I'm just using this as examples, as all our worries. If it's a day ahead, or if I want ahead, a week ahead, I got to do mine. I have to do it. So far, everybody here has a home. They live under a roof. Everybody somehow is managing. With all the stresses and everything evolving, everything, my whole stress, my whole day, right? So this is how we daven. We ask for something that I really want. Now you know what to ask for. That's also through the oil of Shuas. Fine.
Can I share something? Can I share something?
Yeah.
What came to my mind was
Did I have something?
No, that's not at all.
You good?
Actually, Jones, it's becoming dark. Seeing the view. Bringing it into Monday.
I'm giving you guys the view on purpose. Go ahead.
listening to the song with Ani L'Fanechem. Pray that every morning I should be excited to just be having the opportunity to wake up and just be Yid, just spreading the Eibster, just being. I think tomorrow morning the waking up will be different than other days. It's like it's an honor and a pleasure to wake up.
Elaborate more on what does it mean spreading the Eibster.
Because now if I wake up, like the only thing, okay, I have to hop my minion after this, okay, whatever, I'm rushing, and now just...
So let me give you what the Eibster is. What does it mean spreading Eibster? What's spreading Eibster? It's not, I have to do the Yach of Torah. Just waking up being happy, spreading Eibster. We are his eyes in the Welt. We are his face in the Welt. That's all I need to do. I just need to be happy. Soon when they wake up, they're going to be bringing us everything. They're going to be paying us to be able so they can get my oil. Can you imagine? You know this stuff and you're living this, you are shining oil, and they're going to be like, please, let me give you something so you can. Give me, because that's going to be the shefa. Because the lies are going to be out. People are going to realize what's real. You go, that's garbage. I want shefa. This is what? It's free. All we do is we keep climbing the ladder and new ideas of Elikuz, different vekas, different ways of being there, different ways of expressing it, and in food, and in eating, and wine. He's in everything. But the altar is Kedusha Tara. On the guitar, in the music, is everything. He is everything. That's it. There's nothing else. So this is what it means waking up, spreading everything, just being happy. Because our happiness is Tzelem Alekim. It's the way he wants to be expressed in God. The Goy's happiness is not that. It's a different story. This is our Tzelem Alekim. This is what he wants us to bring into the world.
Even the happy guys, happiness?
No, they're also there. It's beautiful. Everybody's company is going to be elevated. But they happen they don't have the same. It's like, when I touch you here, or if you have a cut and I put salt in it. Two different things. Right? On your skin clothes, and then if you have a cut and I put salt. You feel that pinch?
Yeah.
Like raw nerve? We are the raw nerve. That's the difference. Alright, we're diving inside?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I need to go some mencha, but whatever.
You want to dive in? We'll take a break. We'll dive in. Whatever you guys still need to do mencha? When do you need to do mencha?
Whatever.
Does it cost you?
What?
Does it cost you?
Oh, you want to go dive in or you want to dive in here?
I don't know. If we finish soon, I would.
Okay, so if you need, fine. If you need to go, you need to go. It's fine. No worries. I thought you want to take a break for mencha, but...
No, I will go in 15 minutes.
Said okay. We'll go pretty fast because we covered everything already. Hine kalza hu inen beginnes minchas oimer, she beginnes oire Shem, am es gal bepesach vul, ve hier is gezichem shu inen asagas and nefesh beginnes Gila Euren Sel Baruchu, Echu, Malakalam, Servakalam, Chol Nefesh, Kafia Shetichel Seis, Hasoga, Vekash Yami, Adam is Boning, Lucis Baruch, the Lucis Baruch, Kochale from Shura, the Leia, Bonus Euren Hashem. In other words, they alles was in some gered bis jetzt did, well in some gered von andere Ogen, but all this avoid of making Asher Geshonim Mitzvahs Letzvah Spirit Omer and eliminating the process of elimination of all my bad midas, all my bad things, that's all the Sa'orim. Right? This is all what comes from the Sa'orim, which is barley. It's just we are also barley compared to the barley is below it's a tzamach behema it's a defeat behema, so it goes in levels of madregas. Ach, b'shvuos, it's kim shvias who gila bechinas chita. Chita is Weitz, wheat. Wo in matzahs mitzvah shtaya lechem shitz tavinu lahakrif boy. There's the mitzvah for shtaya lechem, which is mitzvah when it's makrazan. Moshe Weisz sechem to vi. Bring his friend down home. Mi Moshe Weisz sechem from down gewohnt. Lechem tenu for shtayim. Shnei stern söder stiana chametz to efenem. Okay, it's after chumetz. In begin is chita nikra machal adam. Chita is nikra machal adam. What was this machal adam? What is this adam? What's this adam? Shehu hamshocha nimshach neshama sheb'Yisrael. This is the hamshocha was it came to Yisrael. The neshama Yisrael home from the machal adam. Atzman. Sheb'Yisrael atzman. Shehu mala mesoiret. Salar sasacheche from the behind mesoiret. Shehu machal behema. Chayes or malachim, which is malachim, seraphim. But it's all from this hanikra pnei shoy, pnei arya. V'chay b'chlal behema. V'chayes nefesh b'hami kanal. Kanod sheneshama Yisrael. In other words, all this we're talking about is the malachim comes from Sa'orim. This is our nefesh b'hamis, right? It's still not, but we are getting from a much higher place. We're getting a much higher download. You can notice we are on top of the kisa. The chayes are on the four corners, but the Adam sits on top of the kisa. In other words, we're sitting in kisa, flash from a higher atmas to kisa, and then back to us, malchus into malchus datzilis. Right, because Ivich got all the midas, Ketchabrich, and then Malchus, Malchus, and then back down here. So we're basically Tzelem Alikim. If you understood what I said now, we're Tzelem Alikim. We're like flash, boom, here we are. This is the koyach we have. And to purify yourself, we have that koyach. No, nothing can come in the way. That's why we're called Adam. Chita adds das to the person. When a man adds chita, he becomes smarter. It was wheat, it perished. It's basically pulling down das hanelim to gili. I'm going to explain that in a second. You guys still have ears? Do you have energy to listen? Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be a shtickle journey. So the way it works is like this. Before the Sigvenk Bris Oilim, which means before there was a Tzimtzum. I have some more for this. Before there was a Tzimtzum, why did the Eibishter create the world? Okay, I'm not going to get into the whole length of it. I'm just going to cut it very short. Begin Lishta Madun, so we should know him. Frag the Rebbe, the Rashab, begin Lishta Madun, because we should know him. We know him already in Atzilus, we know him. Well, Malchus in Atzilus, we already know him. You don't need to bring me down over here in this Chazarah here, so I know that you exist. I already know I'm there. The minute there is any type of creation, any type of tzimtzum, and there's an opposite, we know that there's something bigger. Says the Rebbe that, yes, but that's not what he wanted. Begin the Shnemoyden he has. I mean, you can do it, but over the Rebbe. Begin the Shnemoyden he has. What he doesn't have an awareness, something that it's a separation that can see him and recognize him. That's what he doesn't have. Because up there we're still one with it. We know, we feel it, I feel his presence, but I don't have really, I know that I'm nothing else but it. It's all a connection, different levels of it. Here I'm such a separation, I'm so twisted, like, remember the napkin, like here we are in Yechida, and then there's the twist. So it's here and here. Now we're waking up and we're starting to bend. We're starting to see face to face, Keruvim, right there. Now we're starting to come face to face. We're waking back up from this place of separation. That's the avodah. So there's das nelim. I'm aware, but I'm not aware. What we are doing is we're building das, open das. That I know I was fully I was out there in Choshech. I was all in Choshech. I loved every second of myself and everything that I had to offer. And from that place, I'm like, I see that there's something else, and there's nothing. Everything is one. I'm letting go from that. it's just disintegrating from within. That's what we're doing. That's what we're building here from Pesach. Moichin, flash. That flash does is like perspective. Like, no, I don't want to suffer anymore. Then we go to work. We have to work it because we already did Mitzrayim. Melech Malcham Lochem already did the work for us one time. Now, what's the fun in that? We kept falling in our faces. Again, the man, and then with the water, and then we just couldn't figure it out. Because if we figure it out, the kid keeps knocking over the cup. He's like, why do you keep doing this? I'm going to tell you one more time. And then it comes out again and spills it again. He doesn't know. And then all he wants is just to act. And when he does know, he does it on purpose. And then we have to figure out what the kid wants when we want him, that. Right? Why is he spilling it? What's his aggravation? And all that. When really it's just a mushal of where we are. And I keep saying, like, once the parents figure it out, the child is going to figure it out automatically. He's not a separate thing. The child is not a separate thing. He's drawing from me. On his supply. He comes out from the mother's womb and he just all he knows is Tati and Mami. Then there's other influences. But the minute the parents figure it out, we go straight, the child automatically, it calms down. The house, he figured it out. Because that's his draw. If my father is happy and mommy is happy, he's happy. That's all he knows. Then he's going to start complaining about the kid in school, blah, blah, blah. Fine, okay. Now he's opening up his channel. What's the mushal? What's the nimshal? Nimshal is us to our creator. We're figuring it out. So this is what means like das nelam. I know there's an Eibishter, but good morning. How do I bring him into Monday morning? How is this relevant to me? I still need to work and I'll deal with you later. In the moment. We're present in the moment. And as you go, we're going to learn. Bring different problems and we're gonna do it together. We're going to figure out. We're going to slowly open it up. Some will be ba. Some will be okay. Some will be like this. Some is a tweak, a tune, and then there's a big one. Right? So there's different types of climbing the ladder, but we're not measuring time. So that's called das nelam, b'dei gilui. Yiperish ve'ina das hanam shuchas das hanelam b'dei gilui. Imavir la'el, b'mitzvah zachilas matzah, mamamar azal, she'ena tini gedei likers abba ve'ima, bizer est chita. We covered that in the Alter Rebbe, that a child cannot start speaking before he eats chita. They have to give him bread, he can speak. That's when he can start developing his brain. Shedaya zu, vei das, hima b'chinas das shelamala medata, v'sigaz, shenim shulboi, liis nafshik shir b'nefesh aviv. Kacha. Nafshik shir b'nefesh aviv. In other words, vei das, that we get from chita, comes from such a high place that only a child can process it. It has to be something that's completely bottled to that type of power, because it's such a high content that if we were to start speaking right now, we wouldn't be able to figure it out. We would be all over the way. I would be in the way of it. I couldn't. Like I'd be in the Amazon, I couldn't speak. Because I'm in my way. It's such a high, it's mamash, you're downloading a program. You're downloading a program how to speak. It's a language. It's communication. It's lectoric. It's messages, power of words. Give me that, thank you. Don't give me that. You're an idiot. Boom, hurt. Like it's power. It's real. It's a real energy. So we have to be a child. So it's so high that something so little that can't fight it. And he's like, I'm nothing. Oh, you're nothing? Now you got it. So too the same thing we're processing with Eibishter. First by Mitzrayim we were like little babies, so we got it because we didn't know what hit us. We came from slaves to such an way. We're like, okay, we're going to Pesach. It's happy. We got that else from it. Now we're opening it up. We're learning it. We're actually processing it. So that means bringing das to Begilui, to my whole system. I'm becoming aware of what's going on. Okay. We have an automatic iskashis to give over our nefesh to Hashem. Gam shalom mitzada his burden is matan. Without even thinking about it, you will do it automatically. And we do it each and every day. It doesn't mean throwing yourself in the fire. Well, you do it every day in a different way. We say Eibishter at some point, it's like, no, this is who I am. Slavish beginnen sieben Shomas. So ba Karablishim das, I must have because of this Mountain Torah Bishuvas. Shik Moi can call a mitzvahs mases. Hanam Shachas Oris al Yonim. Al de Mase Gashmis. All the mitzvahs mases. In other words, a mitzvah is this over here is a mitzvah. This is Eibishter in a vessel. In a vessel, he manifests himself in a date, and when I take it and I make a bracha, it goes back. But he just manifests himself a vessel. So as I put my bracha in it, I just downloaded the oil in that thing. I eat it and I get elevated. It gets elevated, and I can think, I get sweet, and I become creative from it. Now imagine if I'm mindful when I do that. I make a borim in the mazonis and all. I'm mindful. I'm putting the oil, and then I'm starting to think from that place also. Very organized, very. The content is precise because I know what I'm doing. I'm mindful of it. Shoderach mshachas das al de gitte belmata ma das. We geen hoye pasach dvarach is barach noich Hashem lekecha shtatzich meretz Mitzrayim. Yirtze bezer shif lama asal malachim. Shem in makab mezer mechisim mechilis Mitzrayim legvulim. Klal Yisrael doesn't get it's maflig again. The Malas Yisrael we're higher than malachim. We don't get from So'irim. We get from Chita. We get from a higher place. We have to go through the process, but we get from a higher place. Shem So'irim agvulim. The So'ir Hashem this is what we pull down a Shavuos. Which is gemacht the Shah. I don't know what Arabic is. But the Shinus B'chachma v'zeh sad shtei aleichem al amshachas ha'ara zu. Amshachas v'chasadam b'netzach v'hoid misham b'malchus. So, the Rebbe said, Anoichi Hashem Alekecha. Right, this is the last step, then we'll go to the end. Anoichi Hashem Alekecha. I am Ich ben. Ich. We had the highest level of faith. We came face to face with Eibishter. That is done through Chita. Through the weed. We bring Shavuos. Kesed. Okay? But the way we get the Kesed is once we already got the Kesed Pesach night, but that was given to us, now we have to work for it. To the point where I was like, Moshe Shabbos, I said, like, I'm done with this. Right? The oil was already given to you because you're still walking. You're functioning. But you didn't have the das. So you're still dragging. It was still robbing you. Your monkey was still there robbing your oil, telling you I have problems because of that. Now I'm declaring, I'm done with this. This is what we're doing from Pesach to Shavuos. We're calling it out. I'm done with this, finished. No, yes, no, no, no. And that's how we get, all of a sudden, we meet Keser, we meet ourselves. We meet the highest level of consciousness and nothing else exists over there. Yeah. It comes from Olam HaToyu. That's why it can pull down, it can bring oil to Helen. The best way I can explain it at the moment is Toyu is this crazy guy that just he sees right through it. He's such a crazy oil that it just, because it's so clear, it's not contaminated with anything. So that's how we can see it. And this is what we bring down. This is why Chita is coming from. Chita comes from such a high place that it gives me the higher consciousness of being able to call out pleasure. All right. So the matzah the chol gemaakt van Chita. En de brood is ook gemaakt van Chita. Wo is de chilik tussen Pesach en Shavuos? Beide zijn gemaakt van Chita. Wo is de chilik? Pesach is Chita given unganchomet. It was given to me. There was nothing. I couldn't tolerate anything. Because I was just a baby. I was just I was getting knocked out with this oil. Shavuos, I'm bringing Chita with chametz. I conquered all my midas. I know, I'm bringing my chametz. I know how to deal with you Monday, Sunday, Tuesday. Which means, everybody pick one thing that you need to get out from. A relationship, parnasa, relationship, centeredness, whatever it is. Pick one item and bring clarity to that. Bring Chita to that. Don't get confused with 20. How do I better myself? And once I'm good, how do I deal with Monday? Take one item. Let the whole day be a mess. Pick one item that's holding me grounded. Here, nothing is coming at me. I got this. You're not going to make me lose it. You're not going to make me get out of my track. I'm going to be conscious. Right? We follow that? The chametz can also go up. Pesach gili das hanelam hoy belamata madas. Pesach the gili das was belamata madas. Lechen hoy matzik katnas. It was kleinkeppeldik. We were babies. Ma'ashenke she was godless beis. Gili das hanelam das mama. Shle panim bepanim divra Hashem emor. They used to get with face to face. What is bar mitzvah sphere? So Hashem misvat lechem machas v'chulik. Omer shehu so Hashem mazal amalachim shebechines halman is galim v'choyim v'zigazim. Mesol gam tzog netzog nachshem abaham. Shle lechem alech v'shalekivs kanal. Lechen it's tavdini. Besfira Omer, Besfira Stam Kala Hamshim Malchila Omer and Ahel Manal. They give us Omer al Sfira Laat. Right? So we need to go through that process too. Ach kijk, we shoes Yim Shakhlol is Omer. Kim through the ganze Klal, what the Elis Mazeh Hu Shagam never Shabbat Hamas Tochalim Senach Shabbat. The whole of it is that my never Shabbat my Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is also going to be able to give himself over. Be'echad. To understand that everything is it. Al they gila beginnes to find the Dvaravai and everything. To pick it out. Kihinen, Yesh Neshamas B'Yisrael v'Yidua, Yesh Neshamas B'Yisrael v'Yidua, the Shad, Hani and Kol Kulam. Yes. Hu beginnes HaKesed, Ve'ena Davar B'Fna Atzma. Wow. So we are a Memtes. Who asked if we're a Memtes already? Yeah, did someone say it? Who asked? If we're a Memtes already.
Yeah.
We are a Memtes. Because we're going into Nin, we're going into Kesed. We are a Memtes Sharatumah. We are a Memtes Sharatumah. What that means is like it's corrupt all the way to the top. Like everything is corrupt.
But Mitzrayim, they said if it would have get to Memphis, it wouldn't get out.
We're Memtes. He's saying it right now. Somebody asked the question.
We asked
We
in
asked
the
if
previous
we have a
Shadam,
Nian
yeah.
already.
If you're in Nian already.
No,
that's why
I'm saying like we're a Nian. Like we're right there because Keser is Nian and we're Mavara Nian right now. Right, the taste, smell.
we are in Nian.
We are in it. But I wouldn't say we are. I think we're keep fighting it. As it comes, we're battling. Right there. We're Matav Eloi Matav. We're seeing it eye to eye. Right? It's a perfect balance right now. And that's what the Ichida is. It's a perfect balance. Perfect balance. I'm always aware. I'm always conscious. I'm aware. I'm always on my toes. Yeah. I'm thinking now. I'm thinking something very, very out of the box. I'm thinking like very advanced. You can go a few hours in the day. You can be like, listen, I'm turning off. I'm going back to I'm shutting down. I'm going into the whole program. And then you're like, 3 o'clock, I'm back on. Okay. I want to, right? I think that's also Mahalach. You know what? I'm going to the 12, from 12 to 3, I'm shutting down. I'm going completely out. Miserable. Consciously. I'm coming miserable. 3 o'clock is on, no alarm. 3:05, don't get crazy about it. 3:15, all right, I'm back on, positive. What's up? Like we're at war right now. Shifts, let's take shifts. And somebody else will hold space at that time. Somebody else is out there holding space. There's guys in Etzisrael, there's different times, right? It's all moving. They're davening, then kosh la'idol zitzat. He knows exactly what he's doing. 3 o'clock in the morning, what is he doing? He's countering. Right? Avraham and Sarah, what are they doing in Mitzrayim at the moment in Bais? They had to go into the beast of the bell. They know exactly what they were doing. He thought he chapped a fish, no, he chapped. He can't get it out of his stomach. A fish took that he didn't invite her into the house. He can't shake it off. It's 3,500 days later, we're still kicking. And every Pesach, we're hammering. And he's like,
Sorry.
Right? So we do shifts. Conscious shifts. Let's get real with this. If you're investing so much time in your pen, invest a little in your happiness. Right? Was consciously happy? Yeah, you invest all your life, you're investing in your fakakta pain. Because the minute you give me an inch, I can gain another inch, so we can all gain inches. Because everybody's holding everybody. It's one puzzle. You're going to take off such a load from everybody else. That Yidel in Etzisrael the curse is finally going to say, okay, the pillars of Am Yisrael. There's always these ones that went Mesiras Nefesh. Right there is one of them. Whatever. Shimon. Didn't stop. 10 packs a day. Before, na ganzen Tag, mit zurückgebringt. Sie gewinnen,
Shimon who?
My Rebbe, Shimon.
Shimon who?
It's a lot of Rebbe, Shimon Osinotah. Geboren in Sochi besod, and Shimon Baruch has Yurtzat, and got the bris. Geboren heute behoit, got the bris in Sochi besod, and he was back in Sochi besod. He took for some
Really?
Yeah.
He's the their father?
He's
No,
Moshe Weisz is on side. Is from the David level, the 8th generation.
Right, but he's Meilech with these people's father?
No, he's a cousin. He's Ben Achaban fin of David level there. Ben Achaban. Right, so these we used to sit. We saw stuff over there. So we went Lamala with Hamadas. Bezen Shalmala and Lamata. Gepas can geherik. Gezoek azoi. I was sitting. We'll do it after. All right.
I'm leaving. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Right.
All right. We count 49 days to be slowly. I can't hayom sheni yom hayom shnei yomim v'lo yom sheni. I can't ein yom sheni nifet marishin. Can be yad begili lamata rai hu echet marishin. V'zer perish hayom shnei yom lo kloimer ma'ata yesh begili shnei yom l'mocha rai kan shloshuk ke'echet. In other words, we say hayom shnei yomim. V'lo yom shnei. It's one long day. Hayom shnei yomim shloshim yomim. We keep not hayom yom. It's not a separate thing. We keep counting from the first day. Hand is 4 take from the eerste tog. Hand is 7 take and avach from the eerste tog. So we keep hemshech. We keep pulling it. Why? Because it's all one. We're opening up. Then keser, we're open. It's not two. So we're taking away the prat. We're opening up the period. And how is that relevant? It takes away the anxiety. It takes away my depression. It takes away everything because I'm open. I'm able to free. I'm able to express. I'm free. I got rid of my negoim. Well, there's a memelam is galab shvus makar mekoim makoil yachal v'zesat tisbechem mishum yom. Alpha pish yourself memtes. Even though we only count 49, but it's 50. Kani and hu memtes elishu akoil shalhan. There's the memtes and then the koil. Everything is 50. Brought the inner sphere zone be in and dam neke. Chode bevir bevir teira. Apostle way esloi. Amen. Tufkef einolf. All right.
I had a question before, but not to do with this one. I don't understood why we say Moshe Begamti B'Sfira. I always thought it's like that day, but he said it by night before the day even passed.
Again, yeah.
So by the Bana Shalom.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with the day, it's to do with the energy.
Correct, opening up. We're just the vessels opening up. The energy is standing above us. The energy is always hovering above us. We're just opening up to it. I'm opening up. That's why it's so clear that if it's the real thing, then it's called Shefa. Shefa pours. Like it's on top. Shefa means it's on top of my head. And all I'm doing, I'm just moving things. I'm moving lower, until I get it all the way down. And then Shavuos, I'm fully aligned. I'm up to my. It really works from. It works from bottom down. And then once I'm open, once I'm complete. Nice. I keep pulling out sleds, right? I keep pulling out sleds. As I'm down to the bottom, I'm fully aligned. What happens? Shavuos. Kester comes right through. It's not that I'm climbing. I'm just because the shefa is already there. I'm just aligned. You know these locks that you keep moving and the teeth open. That's exactly what it is. I'm aligned.
So Malchus comes right through.
Not Malchus is at the bottom, and then Keser comes right through. Exactly.
Keser is the Malchus, no?
Yes. Keser comes right through. It just pours in. That's true as not. And that's why we're sitting. We're up and we're saying the letters.
Malchus is where?
Malchus is at the bottom. All right. So you have Chachma ben Adas, Keser Chachma ben Adas, Chesed Gevurah Teferes Netzach. You said Malchus. Malchus is at the bottom. We're Malchus.
But how it's coming down is because everything is open.
Everything is open. Exactly. Exactly. So it's a very interesting system. Now that's why first of all, Shavuos not we're up. We're saying all these letters, the oisies. They say not to learn. Say the tikkun, because this is the tikkun for the oisies that we're missing. Just say the letters. I don't care where your head is. Where your head is, it's exactly where it needs to be. Just say the letters. So you can start saying it as soon as you light candles. Start saying it. You don't need to wait till 12 in the morning and then fall asleep. Huh?
And then
what?
Saying until
you finish. Then you have the tikkun, and then 4 o'clock you go to the mikveh. But the Shem Yitke Vuvka, I think is the kumutz, and that's it.
You didn't even. You wanted to get an answer, so
I'm
go to sleep.
I'm giving him the answer.
We'll get there. We're not that shvius yet.
I'm giving him the answer. I know what he's asking. Right? So that is the keser. It's an interesting system. I like it because I never paid attention to it. That usually we work our way up.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only one that it's like telling you it's shefa. Just because once I measure, I know how to measure the oimer. I'm looking at things differently, so I'm not climbing anymore. I realize that I'm here. I'm with it. I just need to wake myself up. It's das anela, and now it's das gili. I'm waking myself up to that it's already here. It's a whole complete different way of fighting this thing. Choshech is telling you mist arbeiten and schwitzen and bezayis apegetoich, all gitte kludes. Okay? But now, as I'm going into Yechida, I'm like, wait a second, I don't need to work anymore. It's already here.
Just pull it up.
Just open it up. And they're different. Everybody is different. One guy needs a pulley there. Listen, let me give you a secret. Even if you only accomplish 50%, let's just say 50% of awareness, I'll tell you better, you're still a schmuck. Because all you need is 1%. This is the trick. Choshech is measuring me. How far from the back, how close am I to my goal. Kishin tuches. What are you hakaming kapara? I have that's not my accomplishment. My accomplishment, I need one nekuda toiva. I need 1% of clarity, because if I see it for what it is, that this is a moment of clarity, I know what clarity looks like. My accomplishments are not how much money I have, because that's not shefa. If I need to chase it, it's not shefa. I'm working hard for it. How can I work hard for shefa? How would I work so hard for something that's so... You can't stop it. How do I work for it? So it does everything to distract me. My wife, my kids, my father, my mother, my work. It keeps hitting. Right?
Where's Limited in the picture?
Everything. This is the way it is.
This is good.
You just did it. This is everything.
This is Torah.
By the way, my friend, this is the only thing that works.
What's happening?
Bike rides and this. 5,000 miles a year on a bike and this.
Some of the other stuff.
Which stuff?
Gemura, the rest.
Of course. You need a sharing Gemura. But let me ask you a question. Do you really...
But there's resistance to that.
Look at my shelf.
I'm not talking about your shelf. I'm talking about the resistance.
That's on my menu. That's my daily menu.
How many hours a day do you have?
You're very disciplined. I learned. Okay, let's put it this way. Not to brag. I want to keep it real, right? Let's keep it real. One halacha, one mishnah, covered. Okay. Now, when I learn, I'm mindful that there is a part of my system in my consciousness that needs a mishnah, that needs a halacha. I'm not learning to. Nobody's coming to me to ask for Shabbos, and I'm never pasking a Shabbos myself about something on Shabbos because I don't know. Okay, I will go to my Rav. And if I don't know, it's not. It will stay open or closed. I don't care. Okay? There's no caring, the roof is mine, is not. That's it. I learn Allah because I know there's something in my oasis, my program that needs Allah a day. That needs a Mishnah day. I connect with him, and this is it. Then I have a shir in Gemara. Same thing. Because I know there's a part of me that needs to calm down my midas. Otherwise I'm an animal. Something needs to put wood in that. And then this is my bread and butter. This is all day long. Never stops. Morning hours. I don't care.
Shvius needs to be a new Kabbalah for that. That's what always was by me.
What am I going
She was all Kabbalah. Just about accepting.
This is Kabbalah. What do you mean? Saying to make achlatas?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, become mindful. You're doing it right now. You're already 30 days ahead of them. Nobody's even thinking about Kabbalahs. You're here already. Everything we're talking about is Kabbalahs. You're becoming aware, to become mindful of my problems, and this is a Kabbalah. It's a huge Kabbalah. I'm becoming an Eved Hashem. I'm not an Eved for my dollar. I'm an Eved Hashem. My brain right now operates on why am I stuck? No longer do I think it's my father or my mother. I know there's a Gevura here. How I do, I'm talking as a Gevura. There's multiple options. One, the one I gave you. The second one is a glass of wine.
Which one you gave me when you friend?
Don't worry about the check-in. I said it as a joke. But right, so one is I pour myself a l'chaim. That's how I counter. Because if I know I've had so much gevuras, something is coming at me, I'm going to sweeten that. How? With simcha. That's it. I take out a quarter, put it in the pushkin, or I call someone. I'm like, "You're a great friend. I really appreciate you." How good does that feel to you? Saying it to him. And now tomorrow when he meets you, or next week, all he remembers is that good moment, and he meets you from that place. You can be long gone. You're having 10 problems. What's that?
Gvura is a shpur.
Gvura is a shpur. No, Gvura is tzimtzum. Gvura is a lack of. Mm-hmm. So if I have a hard day, that means that I am lacking.
Somebody you giving a compliment to somebody.
Good question. One second. If I'm having a rough moment in my day, I used to look at it that something is coming at me. I'm a failure when I'm behind me. It's so hard. Now I'm looking at it differently. I back away and I'm like, there's a lack of oil over here. There's a lack of oil. If somebody can walk up to me and just tell me a miserable comment, it means there's a lack of oil over here. Because if I was smiling and if I had oil, he couldn't be telling me like that I'm an idiot. I'm just giving him a shalom, but you can apply it in your day. The same goes in my mood. If I am mindful and I'm happy, the problem is not going to arrive. And if it is arriving, don't call me out on it and be like, hey, look, it did arrive. Then it's there to tell you you didn't appreciate that it didn't arrive, and now you're aware that it wasn't there for the last week, and now you're aware of that. So now say thank you instead of being miserable. Or it's going to tell you again, you're lacking oil. I didn't love my wife enough, I didn't love myself enough, I didn't love my child enough. Not miserable, I'm blaming myself too much. I keep beating myself that I'm not enough. So what do I need to do? Pray, be present in the moment. Be mindful that everything is great. Yes, I have all these monkeys on my head. Tati, mommy, sister, bird, but what's happening right now over here? I'm great right now over here. So say thank you. And when he pinches you again, you start spinning it on his head. You're not here to attack me. You're here to make me aware that I didn't realize how much power I have of goodness in me. How much clarity of goodness I have in me. That's how this game works. We keep going right because that's all there is.
Yeah.
That's all there is, nothing else. Everything else is an illusion. So the Rebbe tells us, check your mezuzahs, check your tefillin. He's like, keep amping up the oil. By us, once in 7 years. Here, every year. 2 times a year. Keep rolling it out. Give somebody $200. He comes, he takes it out, roll it, refresh it, because these things are alive. I explained to you guys many times. These letters are alive. You know how powerful they are? That you've been sitting here now for 3 hours listening to me talk just letters. That's how powerful they're changing your mood, your life, you're changing everything you're doing. That's how powerful letters are. You think it's me, it's the letters. Yeah, it's fine, I deliver it good, but it's the letters. And what am I, if I wouldn't be talking to you about color here right now, you would tell me exactly on the fine, even that would be interesting. I would probably make it interesting. But I'm saying is like, you get it. If you'd be talking low content, it'd be like, I'm not wasting my time every Sunday. I'm not wasting my time. I'm coming here for 3 hours to what? To make him feel it? Ginnigaman. Right? So this is the power of the letters. This is what's going on in that mezuzah.
What is this mikveh situation? For years I've been wondering. 4 a.m. Everyone runs to mikveh. I mean,
When?
you mentioned Shvius night, 4 a.m. Then you go to mikveh, and what is this mikveh? It's the middle of the night. Come on.
No, the word is that, first of all, you want to be first.
I'm not going, so I don't want to be first.
I want to be first. I'm the first guy in the mikveh, so I want to be first, and nobody else is there. Fine, that's number one. One friend beats me because he hops over the rail, but I don't mind him. He's fine. I'm just worried about the other chaver. Okay, the word is that the mikveh is because mikveh is a big topic. It's big. I understand that sometimes more than others. You know, sometimes I don't have the whole, but it's a whole Indian. The word is that it's 40 so it's part of the program that cleanses you. Let's just say that it's something that we have something passed down to us from generations. It's something very sacred. You go into the water with a certain amount of water. You go in and it cleans you. It cleans your body. It just releases all the toxins. Just like you have in these Amazon, they have all the different smells and all these different things. We have mikveh. It's the most highest level. The Kohen Gadol went in there before he went to meet Creator. That type of oil. And we have that available to us. And understand that. Understand Vani Avaya Ashok Masuf Temosim, which is this week. I'm the Eibishter that is resting in your tumah. Understand the power that we have. Right? So you go to the mikveh, under the water, you're clean and you can ask. You ask for it down, you say, thank you, Hashem, that's it. Or the real Chassidus way is completely bottled. It's a Kabbalah's oil type of thing, which means I'm going to make money, I'm going out, I'm going to learn Chassidus with guys, and I'm helping people. No, guy in mikveh teravas, you're nothing. Get undressed and go in the water. It's like, really? I just took a shower. I have to go there and take another shower now? So in the Chassidim is hardcore. No, get undressed, get uncomfortable, go in the water, and the mikveh here happens to be cold. Bashita, and that's it. That's it. Okay, so this is the first thing, okay. How uncomfortable is it to go to the mikveh? I have to go go down the stairs, pay, smell the thing, come in there, get the uncomfortable feel as I walk in, like the process, whatever is around me, go into the mikveh. How much trauma do we have around mikvehs? I'm not even talking about that. I don't want to, like, that's a whole different clip. Right? That shows you how holy it is, that was so it is. But, I'm just saying, here it's a different experience than mikvehs, completely. I'm telling you, it's a whole different experience. They don't even know. They don't chap how different it is.
Who was they?
Here in Crown Heights, they don't even chap how different the mikvehs are over there. It's just a clean place.
And people going.
I feel completely comfortable. I have trauma as a child. Growing up in one, they watch you, they look you over as a fat boy, like they look like it's like it's the most embarrassing, uncomfortable thing, right? And here you have none of that.
In and out.
Nah, say whatever. It's nothing. Nobody. They're not. They're different. They saw their Rebbe. It's a different energy. You get it? What?
That's the one that went?
No. What? The Rebbe went to the latest.
Oh, right,
the Wednesday.
right.
He didn't go in. But I'm just saying. It's a different experience.
I think mikveh itself also has a strong power. I think we're the only nation in the world that has such a thing. That
Wow.
Hashem tells us, whatever you do, it doesn't matter 70 times a day. Doesn't matter the amount. Just come, dip yourself, and get to it. You're good. There's no spa that's gonna tell you come how much you want. Pay me, come in. It's gonna be a limit. Like, what's going on? Why are you coming 7 times a day? Like, it doesn't make sense.
No, you just said something else. Something very interesting. You said something even more than that. We're the only nation in the world that has this type of connection. A mikveh.
Yeah.
To express, to connect with Creator in that way.
Yeah.
That's what you said?
Yes.
That's it. Do you understand what's going on here? We're the only nation that has this type of das to connect in a mikveh with Creator, like that type of personal. No clothing. You going in there just you and him. Who does that? If that wasn't a ritual, we wouldn't do it. Mashiach never get naked in the water and what? Do what? You pray? No, I mean they know about it. They know. They know about the water. They know.
Yeah, but they're not going in naked.
I'm talking about, but there's the Amazon. They know about the power in the water.
They're going with clothing. There's
Yeah.
no difference. When you
Baptized.
Change.
when you convert,
Michelle, can you bring me a muffin? Bring me a muffin.
They go with clothing.
you go with clothing.
It's right there. It's right there. A muffin, right there. Right there. Yeah. Okay, Raquel, I asked you to bring it, but it's fine. Ella's gonna get it. Thank you so much. Anybody else want? You want one?
Healthy, right?
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
Organic, spelled.
Self-pizza.
What he's